Hey guys, what's going on? F.my here, and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. Since we last left off, we did some not edicts per se, but we did a ton of things. We managed to go through the depths, which we did manage to get to the final zone. We just can't kill the boss yet, so we're gonna have to level up that just a bit. But we'll worry about that later. We also did some, class quests. Mainly we did Tristan's finishing quest line. So is that. We also got introduced to the other quest line from our orc friend, and yeah. The hope is we figure out what's going to go down there, but before we can clear those, we are actually going to have to be patient, because we would need to get into King Irovetti's castle before I can even complete those two. So, without further ado, let's just get into things and see what happens. Now, if I do recall correctly, yep. Ignore this save, that's just me doing the optional thing, which you can do with Tenebrae Steps. I may show that as like a last thing I do for Kingmaker, but that's only until after I've defeated the story here. And yeah, it'll be a good way to get the achievements I need for the game, which will be nice, I'm sure. But yeah, let's just get into things. Alright, to start off, I guess I should start explaining some things. I didn't do anything, mind you, so don't worry about that. So we're going to copy the recipes here to start with, and I will explain a few things. First, I do believe I have explained the Ring of Circumstances a little bit, but let me go into further detail of what that means. Every time you do a small rest, you can choose from 4 of these abilities, right? In my case, I ended up going with AC, Charisma, Dexterity, and Skills. I've been thinking long and hard on how I should build Steven Armstrong in the future, and I am heavily considering leaving Strength as a dump stat at this rate, but I haven't ultimately decided yet. Because with a monk, you can basically go Strength or Dex, it really doesn't really matter. But I have finally figured out what I'm going to be doing with my classes. So, for starters, once I hit 16th level monk, that is going to be where I'm ending scaling for the monk. Because that is just going to get me 2d8 damage on my unarmed strikes, and I don't want to go any higher than that, I think. Second of all, we've got intimidating prowess and all that. I'd like to pursue anything that will help me intimidate. So I've ultimately decided that I'm going to be taking 1 level of rogue. This is not only going to get me the... Well, let me explain. There is the thug archetype in rogue. So I'm going to be taking 1 level in there, so that way I can intimidate and potentially frighten my targets, which is going to be really powerful, I think. But that is only going to happen once I hit 16th level Monk Skilled Fist, strictly because of those conditions. As for whether I take 3 levels in it, I haven't decided yet, but it's definitely something that's crossing my mind. Because I can get another benefit from the Thug class archetype. As for whether I pursue it, I'm still iffy. I'll have to think about it. But that's besides the point. That is what I'm roughly thinking of what I'm going to be doing. But yeah. Alright. We now just need to kill the spawn of Revogug. We need to meet Octavia's mother. We need to meet Ragongar's tribe. Wait for the sword to repair. And we need to wait for the book to finish. Now, I don't think we can help Octavia this time, but we can help Ragongar, I do believe. So whether we're able to or not, that's a hard tell. But we'll try our best. For now, though, let's get out of the game, or not out of the game, but out of the city, and let's see what we can do. Because it's going to take time for the sword to complete. We got time for the quest to go through. We got a lot of free time for now. In fact, I'm half tempted to just rest. Let's see. Mysterious Shrine. Yeah, so if we go, we can probably easily teleport to the Sharpfang tribal camp. What else is there? There's multiple quests in Pitax. So that's 2 quests. But the last one is the sword, which is going to be an edict, so... Instead, let's just go into the throne room, and let's pass a week of edicts, and we should be good to go. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens during that time. But I guess we'll see. We'll see. Alright. What can we do here? Let's see. Alright. Alright, so we got 4 currently on events. We've got 2 in projects. Let's see. We can level up the Curator, I believe. Yep, we can level up the Curator, so he's available. Everybody else isn't, so I'm going to just have to address those edicts accordingly. We'll leave minting coin for now. Alright, 4, yeah. Trade agreement with Galt. Do I think I can make that? It's 400 BP, though. So probably not. Alright, we can't upgrade castle just yet, so we'll just abstain from that. We could get a upgrade from here, if we wish. Horse breeding center, trading ground, rural hunting grounds, bread and circuses, Gorham's holy place, jewelry center. Nah. Shrike Hills. Every 2-slot building in this or adjacent upgraded region that provides bonuses to economy, relations, or culture increases those by +1. Every 4-slot building in this or adjacent regions provides bonuses to economy, relations, and culture. Increases these bonuses by 2. Interesting. No, I think we're just going to, we're going to save first. Alright, let us level up the Curator. Yeah, let's get culture to 5, I suppose. Alright. Problem 1 is done. We got the stability going. The Curator needs our help. And I think we now have the sword dealt with, so that's good. Let's go talk with the Curator, see what he needs. Or wants, really depends on that, yeah. I've been approached once more by the young Maestro Messus, Your Highness. Despite certain difficulties, he's still hard at work on his opera about your adventures in the Stonelands. This time, he's asked us for financial support. It seems the scant funds he brought from Absalom are running dry. If we don't help him, he'll have to start taking commissions again. My advice stands. We mustn't interfere with the creative process. A good artist must be able to work on multiple pieces at the same time. I think we can stand to give him some financial support. Art demands sacrifice. By my decree, Lorenzo Messus shall receive a monthly stipend. How unfortunate. After a short silence, the old man continues in his bucolic tone. Well, since this can no longer be considered independent art, I shall pass on another of the young maestro's requests. He wishes to know what themes you would like to see addressed. Do you have a specific lesson you'd like to share with the audience? Well, honestly, I prefer he write his own thing, so it's kind of annoying that there is no option for that, but... He should write about... His work should tackle the all-important question of faith and piety. Let's go with that. Yes, we didn't go in favor with our curator, but I think he can stand with one, disagreement. Okay, Mim is going to explore, it seems. But she does give me a sealed ring. Nice. Can't be bad. Alright. Now, if I am correct, we did complete the sword. So now we just got to talk to... Yeah, we just got to talk to our companion about it. Have we repaired the sword, actually? Let's see. Broken ginormous sword. Hasn't been repaired yet. Kind of surprised, considering I did... Well, actually, hold on. Did we repair it? No, it's going to take 31 days. Ah, I see. Alright, we can support the curator, we can support the warden, we can support the high priest. It really depends on our opinions. I think we go for the divine this time around. Otherwise we go military, but we don't have access to our... Yeah, we don't have access to Ragongar just yet, so... We'll abstain on that, I suppose. Alright, ranks ups, economies... I guess we could get the trade agreement with Galt. It would give us 2 additional BP per turn. But honestly, we're doing really great on the BP part. I think we make the trade agreement with Daggermark now. We do have... We can then upgrade stability at that point. And because Bartholomew is 26, we'll just have him dedicated there. We can then rank up the Warden instead. Do a quick save. And let's rank up Keston now. There you go. Alright. Perfect, we got some events done. Alright, Safe Refuge and the Power of Blood are opportunities. We can get Jubilist on that, and Safe Refuge we will give to Jathal for the chance to get more espionage. Because we need to level her up more than anything. Well, actually, hold on. We prefer the Storyteller take this, or we get the Arcane going. Storyteller because Octavia's busy. Do we want to make it a 40% chance? No. Let's make it 65. And for this one, we will get Jathal, and we'll put it as a 61. Yes, I'm using Chrysler points, but I'm mainly using them strictly to level up our culture and espionage this time around. Alright, the Warden needs our advice. We can strengthen Keston's strength as a Warden. We could probably get Valerie on that, can't we? No, let's actually get Keston on that. He's better leveling up his own thing. Alright, so that's 6. Do a quick save. Alright. What does the Warden want of us? I guess we'll see. Keston looks grim. I've received new reports about those bullets, Your Highness. We managed to get rid of them, but this only led to an increase in attacks from other dangerous beasts, and even bandits. It seems that the bullets had been keeping them at bay. There is other news as well. Due to the capital's rapid growth and the inflow of people from the provinces, the outskirts of the capital have become a real slum. Streams of sewage crisscross the streets. Hordes of rats and disease abound. What's worse, robbers, pickpockets, fences, and other dregs of society have found a home there. I suggest we double the guard in the slums and place restrictions on who can come and go, and when. It's much cheaper than trying to clean them up, and more effective than simply tearing them down. Alright, yeah, bugger it. We'll lose out on loyalty and military, but order your men to patrol the slums more frequently. You should check everyone who enters and leaves. Certainly, Her Highness. I should have suggested this a long time ago, to be honest. Good. Ah, that's another min. Alright, humble gift is... Okay. We got Source of Invisibility. Can we get a headband, please? Thank you. The Undaunted. Nice. Make a spear. Maybe we can get a long-range weapon. Alright, we got some interesting items. Price and sending order, obviously. The Undaunted. +4 Flaming Aberration Bane Quarterstaff. Grants +3 to Persuasion when used to intimidate, and the ability to cast Remove Paralysis once a day. Okay. And we've got the Sealed Ring, which casts Horrid Wilting once per day. Source of Invisibility, cast Poison 3 times a day at 7th level. If the wearer has the Invisible Thief ability, the ring allows them to use it 5 additional times a day. I mean, that's pretty good. Alright, Headband of Vast Intelligence is already put into play. I think we need to give the... we'll give the +6 to Octavia here, so that way she has more there. Octavia's current level is 11. So we can level her up to maximum level soon enough. We just need to level up some things here. Okay. Let's level Knowledge Arcana to 20, Knowledge World to 20, I suppose. Alright, what else can we do here? I guess we can maximize spells. I'm sure she uses enough maximized for it to be warranted. Let's get Transformation, Tarpool. Well, actually, not Tarpool, but Elemental Body, I guess. Alright, level 10 Arcane Trickster. Nice. Alright, 14 in those stats. There we go. Alright, Elemental Body 4. Legendary Proportions is a pretty good spell, but we won't be able to get that just yet. Perhaps in the future. Alright, so that's 10 levels in Arcane Trickster, 3 in Wizard, 1 in Rogue. What can I do here next? I think it's in our best interest to get Eldritch Knight. In which case, 5 levels... Well, 1 level of Wizard should be enough, I think. Or we get a Martial class. Hold on. Fighter, no. Magus? No. That would just give us another spell slot to work with. We could take a level in Monk. No, wait, we can't. Rip. Monk requires Lawful. Okay, Magus, no. Sorcerer, not a good chance. Slayer, maybe? Not really. Ranger, no. I mean, it doesn't matter ultimately. I guess we could just take 1 level fighter. Would Aldori Defender be a good choice? It would give us the proficiency for dueling sword, and it should increase proficiencies with martial weapons, so... Yeah, let's go Aldori Defender, why not? Let's just have 1 level fighter. It'll give us a combat feat as well, so... Yeah, it'll give us a bonus combat feat, it'll give us the access to the Eldritch Knight as planned. At that point, we could just go two-handed fighter if we wanted to. I don't know. I guess we could go rogue, actually. Oh, wait, we need actually... Yeah, rogue only gives rogue talent, don't it? Nuts. Well, actually, no, if I go with the rogue talent, then it's possible I can get the combat feat for it, so... Let's level those up. The staples that we usually grab. Alright, 9 in those. There we are. Yeah, we get a bonus feat, so we want martial weapon proficiency. There we go. And then we can get a rogue talent, if we so desire. And I think it's in our best interest to go with first roll terrain mastery, I guess? It'll give +2 to initiative, lore nature, perception, stealth. What else is there? Fast stealth, maybe? Combat trick would be good? Yeah, combat trick. Combat trick should allow for some bonuses. Precise strike is nice. Vital strike's okay. Coordinated defense, no. I think shielded caster's pretty good. I mean, at that point I might as well just go dodge or defensive combat training or something like that. Yeah, there's nothing too good there. Let's just get Canny Observer. It's +4 to perception. Alright. That is Octavia set. She is level 15 now, which is surprising. Alright, Amiri is level 12. Ragongar is level 12. Dark Elements, yeah, level 12. Ranger 12. 14. 14. Yeah, everybody's basically at level, I think. Nothing I need to worry about. I need to wait until level 16 anyways, for everybody to get a stat boost, so... all the more reason to wait. Belt of Mighty Constitution, right. There was that, wasn't it? Hold on, actually. Let's check our kingdom real quick. See if there's anything specific we need to cover. Alright, advisors. Alright, Valerie's charisma. Counselor was charisma, I believe? General is strength. Warden was constitution, but Keston is a specific character. Jathal is dexterity. Curator was wisdom, I think? Or something like that. Magister's intelligence. Bartholomew we don't need to worry about. High Priest is wisdom. Treasurer is intelligence. So yeah, I think we got everybody. We can worry about the other things later. We only need to support the... Yeah, let's just support the High Priest and go from there. Do quick save. Honestly, I'm thinking of getting a region upgrade, actually. And getting the horse breeding center, actually. Because moving 20% faster within the kingdom is actually not that bad. I'll abstain, though, because we got teleporters, so it's not that big an issue, but it's something... it's food for thought. Alright, let's level up Harem, and let's see what other issues we got. We got 7 events going on now. Alright. And, yeah. To the events. High Priest seeks our advice. We got a competition going on. The Hero's Reward. Ashes and Dust. Okay, that's... okay. Price of a Soul. Harem is going to need to resolve this. We're going to use 1 crisis point here. The Runaways we can't access just yet, but we can deal with the Hero's Reward. One of the army's commanders has performed outstanding feats. Alright, Valerie will handle this. Competition. I guess Ragongar is the best choice here. So I'll just... You know what? Instead, we're going to save it for now. Because I want to level up our military to 10. So we'll do that first. But before that, let's go see the High Priest, see what he wants. And then we'll just build our way up from there. A number of innocents requires your attention, Steven Armstrong. After suffering much bloodshed in the name of Arastil, our peasants have begun casting a suspicious eye on followers of other religions as well. The more inscrutable the faith, the more unpredictable the dangerous the cult seems. There have been many clashes with small covens of silentiaries, whose sin is very minor indeed. They believe that speech is dangerous, fearing it leads to madness. They are to be beaten and banished merely for refusing to speak. They surely did nothing wrong. These innocents are breaking no laws or traditions. Tell your subjects to quiet their anger and leave the peaceful neighbors alone. Those villagers had better settle down. That coven harmed no one. The followers of this strange religion have nothing to fear from me. That is for certain. Harem runs his fingers through his beard with a smile. Leave the coven be, and let the peasants learn to stop being so arrogant. It's good to have a place in this world where the weak and the few in number can find refuge and live in peace. They are not above the law. It is our job to punish the law. Or punish people, not the peasants. They can get angry all they like, but they step out of line, they're breaking law. Life is fleeting, but law is forever, as per the terms. Yep. We're gonna rank up the general for this. So he's going to get to rank 10, which is going to be pretty nice. We can strengthen Jod as a high priest, but we don't need to do that. Yeah, let's just rank up the general. Let's do a quick save. And now we have a rank 10 general. Boom. And now we have 5 10 rank stats. That's really, really impressive. Alright, we missed out on the opportunities, so we're going to reload. Alright. Power of Blood failed, but Safe Refuge succeeded. Nope, let's get another reload in. It is 2 60% chances after all. I'm going to put a success considering I spent the points on it. Alright, come on. 7 days. There we go. I'm satisfied with that. Lindsay is terrified. The bard raised an awful commotion in the castle. It's time to learn what happened. And a new priest of Abadar. I guess Jathal would be the best choice here, but actually... Alright, let's see. Runaways is an opportunity. Problem we need to focus on, so... 45%? I can handle 45%. Let's get Jathal on that. New priest of Abadar can wait. Competition... We get the storyteller on that. It's a 55%. We can handle that. Runaways. We'll get Bartholomew handling that. New priest of Abadar. Sounds like a Jubilis problem. And let's go see what Lindsay's concerned about. Lindsay's eyes glitter and her nostrils flare with rage. But for some reason, she speaks in a whisper. Such insolence! Such unforgettable, monstrous, and unimaginable insolence! What happened, Lynn? Well, just take some time to catch your breath, and explain what happened. Lindsay catches her breath and continues to whisper. Your Highness, we've got a problem. A major problem. Look for yourself. The bard points her finger towards the far side of the throne room. You raise your eyes. The place where the royal throne once stood is now empty. This is... unexpected. I'm surprised by your self-control. If I were you, I'd go on a rampage. Shameless scum, how could they go and rob the royal palace with the king still alive and well? In fact, our case is blatant and extraordinary, but hardly exceptional. Word on the street is that the local population have become sick and tired of thieves. They break into people's homes, bypass the locks and latches, and steal everything they cart. And now the scum has the guts to meddle with royal property. We need to sort this out before they steal the whole kingdom, one brick at a time. And we need to get back your throne. It's shameful. Lindsay regains her control of herself and continues in a low whisper. I really hope your people here won't go wagging their tongues and speaking filthy rumors. In your opinion, where should I begin this investigation? You should start with interrogating potential witnesses. I think the captain of the guard was in the palace when it happened. He was the one who discovered the throne was missing, at least. Then you should go to the city. I heard the smith was robbed recently, too. Maybe he can give you some clues? Also, if I were you, I'd talk to the trader. He might have some hints as to who may be selling stolen goods. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to visit the innkeeper. Who better to glean information from any troubled locals finding themselves in need of a shoulder to cry on? Oh, if I manage to catch this thief. Lindsay shakes her head. Whatever your upcoming plans were, retrieving the throne must be your top priority. I dread to think how loud our neighbors will laugh if they learn of this disgrace. What were my guards doing in the first place? Well, you weren't on a throne at the time it was stolen, right? And our guards are trained to guard people, not furniture. Sure, if the throne was stolen with you sitting on it, things would be much worse. That's not much consolation, though. I guess we've got to deal with it right now. Runaway throne. My throne has been robbed. Alright, in that case, we've got a long list of issues to go through. Ah, War of the River Kings. Fun. It was only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. Okay, so we need to talk to the captain of the guard, who discovered the throne disappeared. We should also speak with Verdal and a victim of theft, as well as a city trader. Okay.
How may I serve you, Your Highness?
Alright, yeah, nope. Let's, get going. But before that, let's see if the storyteller has anything. Any relics worth a story? We got some gold. Any shards that I can combine together? Nope. Till we meet again. Alright, let's get out and into the main square to start with. The more information we have, the better, to find out who is responsible for this mess. And we should probably do this swiftly, else the throne is going to be permanently stolen. Well, it's fine. We're sure to find the culprit soon enough, I'm sure. Alright. Delia, Highland... I guess it's Highland? Your Highness. Lindsay said it was you who discovered that the throne was missing. The captain grows gloomily. Yes, Your Highness. He keeps silent for a moment and continues, obviously embarrassed. Actually, Your Highness, please don't think me a fool or drunkard. As I walked into the throne room, at first I thought it was a vision. I didn't think much of it. Well, I thought I saw your throne in the corridor, and it was running away. Not by itself, of course. I just couldn't see who was carrying it. Perhaps someone really tiny had got underneath it, and my, how they ran. It seemed the throne turned the corner by itself, but the sight was strange beyond belief. So I thought I was simply too tired and had started to see things. A moment later, when I discovered it was really missing, I rushed after it. But it had vanished into thin air. Maybe it was, you know, magic? Okay, so we got a hint there. So it was either somebody really small or somebody invisible. Which sounds pretty fair. Have you heard about the thefts plaguing the city? Verdal frowns. Heard? Your Highness, I myself am the victim of those thieves. Stole my tools, right from under my very nose. I was in the backyard getting coal for a furnace, and I heard some noise inside. I ran in, and the thief jumped right into a magic portal and vanished. I didn't even get a good look. Okay, so the person has magic with Dimension Door, Invisibility. Okay. Passive. Do you know where the stolen goods are sold? Passive squints cunningly. How very polite. You do not ask me directly, but no, I'm not involved in such shady dealings. Although the local traders sometimes claim otherwise. Some say that anything that's lying about will be stolen in this city, but then cannot be found for sale. You're not the first to ask after stolen goods. Many hope to find on the black markets what precious things were stolen from their homes, but alas, it would seem the thieves have their own ways of getting rid of the stolen goods. Okay. So, it's definitely not... They're not selling within our territory, which makes sense. It'd be a very stupid idea if they were to do that, and probably be easily found as a result. Alright, Nyrissa. No, you're good. Let's go. Okay, in that case, let us march our way over to... Oh, whoops. Misclicked. Oh, we're going through the house, I guess. But yeah, no, we've picked up 3 things. First is that they have invisibility spells, so they got 2nd level casting. They've got Dimension Door, so it's 4th level casting, actually. So they have escape spells, they've got invisibility spells. But is that going to stop them if we pursue them like crazy? Hey, Elena. I heard there's been rumors of thefts in town. Do you know anything about it? Oh, of course I've heard about it, Your Highness. Many houses have been robbed, and here's what's strange. No picked locks, no broken windows. How did those scoundrels get inside, huh? Those thieves are real masters of getting into other people's houses, and they steal whatever they find. At one house they stole the silverware, at another they left the money, but took the children's toys. Strange thieves. Okay. So I think this is one of those thieves that are just like... They're trying to be noble in their actions, but they're just... Yeah. It's not good. Okay. But yeah, no, that's concerning. It means somebody has Dimension Door and they've been causing a ruckus. It's a good thing we know about... It's a good thing we have the means to figure out what's going on, at least. It's a good thing we're fast on our feet when it comes to this issue. Alright. But now we have to track the thief. We're going to need to get Jathal set up. Do we have enough time for the Ashes and Dust thing? It's going to take 13 days anyways, so... We've got 14 days before we can do the Edict, I suppose. So that's 14 days without a throne, which is gonna suck, but hey. There's not much we can do in this circumstance. I guess in the meantime, we can see about getting the horse breeding center now. It's not like we can level up anybody else, so all the more reason to do it, I suppose. Alright, let's save Irovetti. And let's get the horse breeding center up and running. Alright, we can get a region upgrade. Alright, price of a soul. Here's reward. Perfect. Doppelganger on the throne. Tension is growing in the region. Rumor has it that a doppelganger sits upon the throne. The rabble are ready to grab their weapons, overthrow the false ruler, and liberate the true king. This madness must be stopped before they devastate the country with their good intentions. Alright, I guess we'll leave that to Valerie, unless we want... No, stability's fine. We'll get Valerie on this. It's 75%, we should be fine. Melancholy. Mysterious wanderer passes through one of the local settlements soon after his visit. Melancholy plagues the citizens. Alright, let's get a crisis point on this. It'll be a 40% chance, but still better than nothing. Lindsay and Storyteller await the castle, and technical issue. Great. Okay, we need, yeah, we're running into a lot of problems, it seems. As expected, though. As expected. We can level up the Warden, at least. So that's a plus, I guess. Reduces income by 1 for each rank of stability and espionage lower than 10. Alright, let's see what the Lindsay and the storyteller have to say. And then King Steven Armstrong proudly said, "Your evil deeds end now." Or is it better as, "We've uncovered your vile plan"? Lindsay's trying to write something on a go, but she interrupts herself and looks up. "Oh, Your Highness! We have unbelievably, terribly important news. We managed to find out, discover, invent, well, here." Lindsay points to the storyteller. "He'll tell you." The storyteller waits patiently until Lindsay finishes her ardent speech. "I will have to begin from afar to let you see what I saw with my blind eyes. The stone lands are like a cradle in an abandoned house in which the wind swings like with the skeleton of a child. No few newborn kingdoms have died here, just after taking their first breath. I've collected their stories, these precious stars that have been lost in dust, and I began to notice some commonalities. It is like a pattern that repeats across different embroideries. The handwriting of the same author across all the stories, one word here, another hint there, false visions, references to a mysterious patroness, lover and mentor, tragic coincidences, strangely non-random. Peoples and countries were brought to destruction along different roads, but behind them, there always stood the same ominous shadow. And we know what that shadow is. Nyrissa! The name sounds ominous, even in the mouth of the restless bard. The evil nymph who sent monsters to our land and did all that stuff to Tristan. But that's not even the most important thing. Most importantly, if you help us a bit, we can get her. Let's start from the beginning. How did you even come up with this? Well, it all started with the fact that I really wanted to listen to storyteller stories. I've been following him for a long, long time and asked and told him about our adventures, and sometimes I just sat beside him as we chatted. Finally, after I told him about the defaced sisters and all the horrors of the abandoned castle, he noticed that the stories seemed strangely similar to the ones he's heard before. What exactly are you going to do? The bards know how to send messages through dreams. I try not to use it. For some reason people got mad when I appeared in their dreams to read my new poems. Well, the storyteller came up with a ritual based on that spell. We'll collect everything connected to Nyrissa. Everything, starting with her every track in the abandoned castle. After gathering everything, we'll unite his ability to tell stories with my ability to travel into dreams. So we'll be able to enter Nyrissa's dream. Do we still have that amulet with the string of hair that she gave you before the battle with Staglord? That'd be great. That'll let us finish all the preparations much faster and easier. What will we achieve by this? We'll learn all her evil secrets. The ritual will let her see her hidden thoughts and dreams. Well, theoretically. It's not like anyone has ever done this before. It can be dangerous, the storyteller says quietly. In dreams, monsters are more terrible than those we meet in the real world. But I urge you not to neglect this chance, King. You are oppressed by a powerful enemy, one who has destroyed dozens of kingdoms and empires. If you not meet her face to face and do not discover her weakness, your country will end up just another of my stories. Fine. I'll order you to be provided with everything you need. Get me results. Come to me after we finish the preparations, and remember that I cannot send anyone except you and Lindsay into Nyrissa's dream world. Whatever you have to face, you will have to overcome it together, and the path will likely be difficult. Alright, seems like we got quite the issue coming up. Interesting. Alright, Charles brought something. Manticore's Claws. Get me some... Yeah, no, as a tailor you know what best is missing. Okay, Manticore's Claws. +4 enhancement bonus to strength, +2 to attack and damage rolls with unarmed attacks and natural weapons. You know, that's actually really good. Plus it boosts strength up by 2, so hold on. If we take that off, yep, that's 26. This brings it to a 30. Jeez, that's insane. Okay, I guess we're going to be donning the Manticore Claws and the Belt of Physical Form. Yeah, that's not bad. That's a 32 attack and 32 attack, at least. That's really impressive. Okay. Yeah, no, the Manticore Claws are a fantastic upgrade for me, apparently. It's like having +8 gloves, I believe, isn't it? Or at least for strength specifically, I should state, but hey. Strength 20 isn't bad. It's something we were missing, actually, I think. Or at least I would like to believe it's something we're missing. And let's see what else we can do here. Alright, Storyteller is resolved. We will need to wait 7 more days for the technical issue to be resolved. We will also need to do the way into Nyrissa's dream and dealing with the Throne Thief. So Jaethal will be on that. Either Octavia or Harem will be on the dream issue. But yeah, no, I think I think that's going to be resolved with Alright, let's save first. Do we want to level up a warden or something? Let's see. High Priest, no. Alright, Octavia. Okay, we can just support the warden, I suppose. Do a quick save. And yeah, let's rank up in 7 days. And get everything set up now. Alright, perfect. We've reforged a blade, and now we just need to bring the sword to the Six Bears tribe. We are now level 6 in stability. Nice. Runaways are successful. Ashes of Dust is successful. New Priest of Abadar is good. Competition's good. And we reforged a sword. Before we do anything else, we're going to track the Throne Thief. It's going to take 60 days to solve. We're going to get Octavia on this edict, away into Nyrissa's dream. That's going to take 30 days. We can research. We can't do that just yet, unfortunately, but that's fine. Alright, that's 4 people in positions. A technical issue is going to be resolved by Bartholomew. 90% is pretty good. Military unrest, that's Ragongar's duty. Changelings, Keston's duty. We'll get a point in there. 50% chance. And experiments. Okay. Serenith. Okay, so we have to resolve both at some point. What takes longer? This takes longer, so that's going to take 14 days. This is going to take 9. Alright, I think I put Keston here. Because it's going to take 2 weeks to do this anyways, so... We'll get the 55% chance here. We'll get the 100% chance here. That's got 5 people in position, 7. And we can support the Curator now. For later purposes, but I digress. Let's go see the Warden and see what he has to suggest to us. Before we do anything else, that is, I should say. Your Highness, our border regions inform us that remnant groups of barbarians are still carrying out raids, burning villages and taking peasants as slaves. We must put an end to this. We could perform a preemptive strike, send out a regiment, scour all the nooks and crannies that the barbarians might be hiding in. However, that would be risky, and it would mean playing the game by their rules. They'd never defeat us in a decisive battle, but instead lure our troops deeper and deeper into unknown territory. They'd force us to fight in constant skirmishes and wear us down until soldiers simply started deserting en masse. My advice, strengthen the guard in the settlements along the border, and fortified our position there. Then the barbarians will have to come to us, and they'll be easily dealt with. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what exactly they were wanting us to do. Start chasing them across the hills. Double the guard in all the raided regions. We shall defend ourselves. A grim look of satisfaction spreads across Keston's face. As you command, your highness. We'll show the savages how this land forges her men and women. Truly, the defenses of our kingdom is strong. Alright, changelings will have to wait, but we should be able to rank up a bit more. Warden's endeavors will have to wait. Economy. Yeah, we're going to have to wait on fortifying the foundations, but that will be something we can do in a bit. For now, we're just going to support our culture, because getting everything up to 10 is a priority while we wait for our throne to be discovered, in addition to any dreams that we come across. Alright, a few of our edicts have been successful. Lindsay brings bad news, though, it seems. Unfortunately, that sucks, but hey, that's just par for the course. Strengthen the storyteller's skills as a curator. That is something we will need to upgrade, but do we have anything else to upgrade here? Warden can be up. Warden. We can upgrade the High Priest. Jathal's going to have to wait. Octavia will wait, so let's get Harem there. We're going to get training going for the Curator, so Storyteller will get upgraded there. Curses. We can get Harem in there, but I prefer to wait if we can help it. And let's see, Changelings is going to have to wait. I guess I could put Harem on duty, but I'd rather him level up. I'd rather him rank up than get more Divine. Alright, but yeah, let's check out what the Curator and Lindsay want from us first, before we do anything crazy. Lindsay's cheeks are flushed as she's out of breath. It seems like she must have run all the way to the throne room. Disaster. It's a disaster, Your Highness. What is it, Lindsay? The whole kingdom's on fire. Well, metaphorically speaking. And some of it literally. First of all, we've got armed gangs ranging along the border with Pitax, robbing and killing people, destroying food stores and damaging the property of everything they come across. Second, there are sudden and inexplicable monsters attacks being reported all throughout your lands. And third, there are people out sowing dissonance with rumors and songs, even handing out pamphlets mocking your failure to fix things, and encouraging the citizens to pledge fealty to Irovetti instead. Our governors are panicking. They've had to use all the funds we budgeted them from the treasury on preventing riots and mass hysteria. Several provinces have already refused to attempt gathering taxes from the people, claiming that just trying would be tantamount to suicide. We don't have much time. There may be no troops marching against us, but more of our regions are under attack each day. We may not have catapults firing on the walls of our capital, but there's no doubt we're under siege. There are no battlefronts, no battalions, but there are plenty of victims. We've been attacked without reason and without declaration of war. We only have one option. To kick Irovetti's ass and show everyone in the River Kingdoms just who the master around here is. Why am I just hearing about this now? At first, no one thought these isolated events could be part of some conspiracy. Even now, it's likely few have figured it out, but these events have all developed too quickly. And in what seems like a concerted effort, as though someone were pulling strings from behind a curtain. And there's more than enough evidence tying these strings to Pitax. So you think Irovetti is behind all this? Who else could it be? Bandit attacks are increasing along the border with Pitax, and the bards spouting negative propaganda against you, and singing praises of Irovetti at the same time? Hell, he even invited you to the Rushlight tournament for the sole purpose of mocking you. Who else would backstab their opponents in such a low, conniving way? This is just like him. That nasty, sliming, flat-headed... If we were here right now... Do we have any definitive proof that would allow us to formally expose Irovetti? Not yet, but I'm sure the agents he hired will have something we can use. It's a good idea, though. Expose Irovetti. Show the whole world the dirty game he's playing. It would definitely help us. When you deal with his spies, be sure to keep your eyes open. I thought the Stolen Lands were used to deal with bandits at this point. The thing is, they may have dressed like bandits, but they're behaving completely differently. Bandits wouldn't decimate the peasants' population, burn their fields, and poison their wells. Then there wouldn't be anyone to extort next time. Much more profitable just to shake them down every once in a while. That's why local thugs tend to be well known, but nobody recognizes these new ones. And all that's left behind is their raids and their corpses of scorched fields. It's gotten to the point that our bandits are fighting these outsiders. Some of the villages are even gathering weapons and supplies to help our bandits because at least they let them live. But they're still losing. What do we know about the monster attacks? The reports are controversial. They talk about things you wouldn't even hear in fairy tales. Educated wyverns, trolls wearing armor, even undetectable goblin ghosts. But all the testimonies agree on one thing. They emerge in small groups, literally from nowhere, in the middle of a field, in the corner of a city square, on fortress parapets. One inn reported monsters rushing into the common hall from our bedrooms and storerooms. And in a temple nearby, the monsters fell down on their heads of the praying congregation, breaking through the roof with a wild roar. Just a few hours ago, a messenger showed up at the castle with a missive offering the services of a group of rangers who specialize in investigating mysterious cases similar to these. For a small fee, they're ready to facilitate establishing the nature of these inexplicable events. I suppose we should take them up on it? I have no idea how else we would go about finding the source of these attacks. Do we know who's spreading the propaganda? Yes and no. The bards handing out pamphlets and singing slander about you have been seen in city streets, but none have been caught. Obviously, someplace in Pitax is training these people and printing up their pamphlets. And judging by the style and quantity of these texts, someone from Pitax Academy of the Grand Arts was tasked with this mudslinging. I'd recognize their style at first from a mile away. If I were you, that's where I'd start looking for agitators. Alright, enough talk. Let's do this. Fortunately, the situation could be worse. Your decisive victory in a Rushlight tournament really bolstered the people's faith in you and your abilities. It's funny how such nonsense can affect people's minds more than real feats of atrocities do. But this works out in our favor. Thanks to that victory, we'll have a little more time to deal with whatever vile acts that the madman from Pitax throws at us. Good. So they're not going to riot just yet, but we will have to get in as soon as possible to deal with this issue. Greetings, Your Highness. I want to inform you that our efforts to open schools have paid off immensely. The literacy level of your people is growing throughout the kingdom, and there's hardly any families worse, whose children aren't learning to read, write, and count. Thus, I wanted to propose the next step, to open a university in the capital. The influx of learned men and women from all around, Avestan will surely be a boon for trade. Our scientists require books, magic scrolls, alchemical reagents, and potions. Our kingdom's prestige will rise in the eyes of our neighbors. I believe this endeavor will bring nothing but good fortune to our lands. Although many rulers fear the free thinking that breeds in universities, it is well to remember that free thought is only ever to a threat to tyrants. We cannot stop progress. We must champion it. I order the Treasury to release the necessary funds for the foundation of the Crown's University. This is an investment in spirit itself. It will pay off much sooner than you think, and will continue to bear fruit as long as we've all returned to dust. And for the Strike Hills, we get a university, which is pretty good. Pretty pog. Alright, Shayla's the crafter. Okay. Oh, great. As you can tell, I got stool now. But yeah, no, Irovetti is causing issues. I think it's in our best interest to search them directly, but it really depends on us at this point. Changelings are going to have to wait. We can support the Curator. There's the Trail of Monsters. I think it's in our best interest to get somebody fitting for the position, but Octavia and... yeah, the Throne Thief comes next. How long is this going to take? This is going to take 45 days to find the Trail of Monsters. That's not good. Okay. In that case, let's just do what we can. We're not going to be able to support the High Priest's endeavors, so... I think it's in our best interest to just give Harem the ability to search up the issue of Armog, and just have him go for 60 days. Of course, I could have leveled them up, but now things are getting escalated. So yeah, I think Irovetti's mad. Okay. Alright, first let's see, what can we do here? Rushlight Tournament, River Justice, Runaway Throne. Help the storyteller prepare the ritual, World of Kings. Here we go. Alright. Fight the propagandists. Instigators strut around the streets causing trouble. It's obvious that someone from the Pitaxian Academy of the Grand Art is writing text and... okay. Discover why monsters are attacking the kingdom. Okay, and find a way to deal with the bandits. Alright, well, the only way to go about solving these issues is to go to Pitax itself, I think. Alright, let's grab this. Do we need the large bastard sword? Not really. Let's leave. Alright. I'm not sure if we're going to be resolving it in the town, so let's leave that alone, I would assume, is the best choice here. Alright. Yep, the storyteller prepares the ritual. And we're not traveling there. Okay. So what do we do here? There's the Pitax River Bend. I think we need to go here for one of the issues. And I guess we just explore Pitax itself. But I'm going to do a quick Google search, and I'm going to guide you guys along. I guess there's also the 6 bears thing that we forgot to do, but... well, actually, I guess I can do that real quick. There's nothing stopping me after all. Alright, in that case, let us swap our group a little bit. Let's get Amiri here. We're going to teleport to... Planesgird, I think? Wrong place. Teleport to... we need to go to Glenshire. There we go. Then we can go to the 6 Bears camp real quick to resolve that. And yeah, let's just hope we go well with this. Or I should say, let's hope it goes well, specifically. Alright. Ah. Here we go. Amiri, you little thief. Mortal fool, intervening in the affairs of eternal beings. It is time to return what was stolen. Oh, shove it. Amiri throws the sword at the ghostly giant, who catches it and gazes upon it, twirling it in his huge palms. Fine work. You surprise me, mortals. Your life is but a breath in the wind, a snowflake in a hurricane. But nevertheless, you can at times create something that will last through the ages. This sword is even finer than the one that was stolen. Who are you?
My name is Finian, or Fion. Once my brother Keon and I were powerful rulers of the First World. Together, we were nearly equal to the eldest, but not quite. Eternal, serene life in our land was not enough for Kine. He wanted more. He wanted to become equal to the eldest and conquer new lands. First, he began to devour our subjects, drawing on their strength, and then he tried to do the same with me. As punishment, I banished his soul with the sword, which later fell in the hands of Amiri.
Why do you need this sword?
It is the prison of my beloved, hated brother Khan. The murder of his family and friends, a ruler who dreamed of greater power, but who instead destroyed the people he ruled. You nearly released Khan by breaking the sword, and he may yet still free himself, if the sword is not sealed. But do not be afraid, mortals. We have here everything for the ritual that will seal my brother in the sword forever.
How did the sword end up in Mary's hands?
My brother was very powerful. When I imprisoned him within the sword for his crimes, I created a very dangerous artifact. With sweet lies, the sword persuaded my servants to plunge it into my body. It drained much of my energy, turning me into this pitiful creature you see before you. A ghost, a shadow of my former greatness. My brother, in turn, used this power to escape into your world. But in this, he outwitted even himself. Our strength is linked to the magic of the First World. We are far less powerful here than we are on our home plane. Once here, the sword lost its strength, even its ability to speak. It did not bring happiness to the giant who found it. It did not bring happiness to Amiri, who looted the giant corpse. Having broken the sword, you nearly freed my brother, but now we shall seal it forever.
Why did you haunt the Six Bears tribe then?
After I was struck down, a treacherous spirit fled with the sword into your world. Powerless, a shadow of myself, I followed it, for I could not allow its prisoner to free himself. I found the body of a giant who once possessed a sword. I found the bodies of barbarian killed Mimiri. I walk invisibly among the tribes, listening to their speech and tracing their thoughts, until I learned of the sword's fate. I demanded that the Six Bears tribe find the thief. This was only fair, for the sword was stolen by one of their own, and I would have it returned. If only Amiri listened to me at our first meeting, much trouble could have been avoided. But even immortals cannot rule fate. Everything happened as it happened, and now, the sword is in my hands.
What will you do now that you have your sword back?
I will not avenge your theft. I never desired revenge. I only wanted to ensure my brother, imprisoned in this blade, would never break free. I once thought of returning him to the First World would be sufficient, but now I realize this would not be enough. There is only one way to be sure. One way to be certain. I will cast the spell of imprisonment once again, this time on myself. I will place into the sword all my strength, which my poor brother so craved, and thus I shall share eternity with him. This sword will become our common tune. After that, Amiri, you may keep the sword for yourself, but not before the ritual is over.
What happens if you don't seal the sword?
My brother will free himself. He is an endless storm, greedy, cruel, unpredictable. He will do great evil, and he will start with Amiri and her tribe. He remembers you well, but I cannot see his mind. Perhaps he will seek revenge. Perhaps you will become his plaything. Either way, you will not survive.
Begin the ritual then.
The giant brings the sword to his lips, whispering a spell. A stream of light flows into him into the blade, apparently transparent. The ghost becomes barely visible. The end is near. There is also almost nothing left of me. I am the shadow of a shadow. I am dust and ash. My power, my immortality. I give everything to imprison my brother forever. There is only one thing left. The giant hands the sword to Amiri. To finish the ritual, the sword must be plunged into the heart of the chieftain. I would give my own heart, but I no longer possess a living body. However, there is another chieftain here. Do this, Amiri, and let our eternity come to an end. Nilak comes forward. Fionn spoke truly of the threat of his brother's release. I must protect my tribe. Do it, Amiri. I'm ready. Akaya pushes her away. Step aside, girl. This tribe needs you. Hey, you evil spirit. A former chieftain is good enough, right? The ghost nods, and Akaya thrusts himself forward. Come, girl. Strike. At least I'm still good for something. Amiri falls back, turning pale. No. No, I won't do it. She turns to you. What is this? What should I do now? Now, if I do recall correctly, there's a good ending, a bad ending, and a meh ending. Let me do a quick Google search for the sake of it. Let's see. Google. Let's see. Companion quest, here we go. Where is it? Okay, we're at that point. Okay, we need to scroll down further. Here we go. Okay, so Miri's done there. Okay, we need to go further down, it seems. Okay, avoid that. Okay, that's avoided. Okay. Okay, come on. Okay, that's annoying. It doesn't show that. Okay, that's annoying. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Alright, actually, hold on. Let's do a quick load. I'm gonna do a quick load here. If only to check the name of the quest line. There's nothing gonna be changed. I'm just gonna get the information like I did before. I just need to figure out what the name of the quest is so I can actually search it up. Alright, let's see. Quest, Reforged Blade. That's it. Alright. Okay, so we got... Okay, so into dialogue option. Okay, we can either sacrifice Nilak. You do fail the quest if you do go with Nilak's sacrifice. If Chieftain Akai is alive, his sacrifice option will be chosen instead. Sacrifice Chieftain Akai, you get 960 XP and Akai's honor. And his loot.
You can also attack Fionn. You do not receive any form of Amiri's upgraded unique weapon with this option. It remains non-magical. If Nylok is alive, then by talking with her, you can make an optional neutral good or neutral evil alignment choice. Okay. Basically, just mean... Okay, so I've got a rough idea what's going on. It doesn't really change what's going to happen coming near the end game, but it does basically determine whether you get a special sword or you get more experience. So yeah, you basically get to choose experience or a sword upgrade. For this case, I'm just going to go with the upgrade because story-wise it seems better. Alright. Now we get to choose. Alright. Hmm. Alright. So there is 3 choices, but I think the best course of action is going with Akaya to let him die with honor. Because he is a Gorm worshipper, it seems like the best course of action. But we can just say no to the ghost and just take all of them out, but it doesn't really matter in the end, I don't think. Let's go with the second option. Sacrifice Akaya. Let him die not with honor. Akaya steps forward towards Amiri, his back straight and chin held up high, looking hard into her eyes. Do it! With a deadpan face, Amiri swings her sword. That's it. The ritual is over. Brother, I'm coming. Amiri kneels before Akaya's body and reaches down to close his eyes. Rest in peace, you old piece of crap. After all, you were a real chieftain, at least in the end. We lose the ginormous sword, but we do get Akaya's honor. Approaching you, she grins crookedly. Well, Chief, now I'm done with the 6 bears. All my debts are paid. Now you are my tribe. I go where you go. Yeah. We do get some magical gear from him. We have +2, yeah. We get some items, but nothing too special. Amiri, that was my duty. Oh, enough complaining. Your duty is to take care of these dumbheads. Without you, they won't survive in the south. And you can't go north anymore. The old folk volunteered for it. Finally did something good in his life. Give him a good funeral. We will. Nylok, you did not hesitate to sacrifice to yourself to save the tribe. This is the act of a true leader. Thank you. It's an honor for me to hear your praise. A time of great change has come to your tribe. Everything changes. It's foolish to believe we can't hide from the whole world in our icy mountains. We paid dearly for pretending that time doesn't touch us. I'm afraid the other tribes will pay even more. What are you going to do next? Let's go back to Numeria. We're not used to change. Even there, everything seems strange to us, but Numerian Khelids are not so different from the northern ones.
We would not survive here in the River Kingdoms, even with your protection. Very well. Take care. Desna bless you. Look after Amiri for me. Alright. That is the Six Bears camp, and the Amiri questline basically done. Going to quickly drop over to here. And let us get our butts back to the keep to start doing our other quests. Because we got other stuff to do. Lots of stuff, mainly. Okay, if we go to the Giant's Palm, we can teleport back to the kingdom, swap out our characters, and go from there. Alright, let's teleport back to Tuskdale. Let us put Miri back, and let us get our Barbarian Boy. Alright, we'll move him back there. How's our carry weight looking? It's looking nice and fantastic. What else we got? Yeah, no, if it weren't for Samuel, then our carry weight would be horrible, I think. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Alright. Let's see, where do we want to go? I think it is in our best interest to go to... Yeah, I guess we go teleport back to Glenshire to start with. Alright, teleport to Glenshire at the bottom. There we go. And now we search through the plains. Oh wait, hold on. What's our kingdom looking like? Ah, court intrigue. Great. Even more chaos to deal with. Well, we won't be able to do much of that just yet, so we're just gonna have to wait on that. Let us do a quick save here. And now, where do we need to go? I think we need to go along this path down here. Where do we go? Give me a second. Alright, let's see. We don't need these bardic things, well, we don't need the companion quest done just yet. How to build a kingdom? No. Region upgrade? No. Here we go. Oh, an Ancient Curse Part 6. 160 days before issues come from the Bald Hilltop again. Great. I thought that was the last attack done, but no, I guess not. Magical Prison? No. Where was it? It's up here, I guess? Yeah, War on River Kingdoms. Okay, War on the River Kingdoms. Find a way to deal with the bandits. Okay. So War of the River King. Okay. Alright, in the Riverblade's camp, you need to deal with two foes. Eora and Skelly, okay. Okay, so I need to go to the Riverblade's camp. And it's somewhere down here. Wait, hold on. It's somewhere down here. So, it's somewhere here, I think? Alright, let's go. The Menagerie. Discover why monsters are attacking the kingdom. Okay, so we found our first issue location. Alright, before we enter, let's do a quick rest. We'll get rations on there. And who we getting on hunting duty? I guess... Alright, hold on.
Yeah, hunting duty is going to be resolved with Mistral and, I guess, a +2 to Watch Order. Alright. Actually, before we do, I'd actually like to organize our spellbook for once. Alright, what spells have we got? Mistral's a spontaneous caster, so we don't need to worry about her. Compton is currently set up with buffs, so he should be fine. Okay, nope, we just need a rest now. Alright, bada bing, bada boom. We foraged 4 rations, camp is successful, and there we go. Nice. Let us deal with the menagerie now. Alright, we're gonna have to buff up like crazy, but otherwise we should be fine. Alright, start with Barkskin.
Time's not waiting.
Alright, Mistral is going to want to start up. Alright, Bless. Let us get... find traps going. Aid. Okay, Samuel. Sundowner. Mistral. And Monsoon. Okay, let's get Shield of Faith going. Okay. And Mistral. Do we... I guess we get Delay Poison Communal. It's an obvious choice. See Invisibility. We then buff up with Acid, Cold, Electricity, and Fire. Because I don't think we deal with Sonic enough to be worried about it. Alright, Acid, Cold, Electricity, Fire, and just in case we can get protection from Sonic. Alright, we get Stone Skin Communal. Alright, we get True Sight on Steven. And we will hold off on the casting of Spell Resistance until the end.
Adventures await.
Alright, Barkskin goes on the Wolf, Samuel, Sundowner, Mistral, and I believe it's Compson. We use Magic Fang on the Wolf and Steven. Animal Growth on the Wolf. Alright, the Wolf now has Animal Growth, I do believe. Let's see. Yep. 8 size bonus to Strength. Jeez. This Wolf is crazy. It's on par with Steven.
I'll make my own legend.
Alright, let's get Mage Armor on the Wolf. He currently has an AC of 46. That's probably going to be boosted with the armor buff. So let's see. Let me check to make sure. Yep. An additional 4 AC. Oh god. This Wolf is an AC 15 mobster. Oh man. Alright, Feather Step Mass for everybody. Alright, let's get Shield going. Blur. Alright. Blur on everybody now. Alright. And himself. Alright. Heroism goes in. Alright. Wolf. Oh. Come on. There we are. And finalize with himself. Alright. Protection from arrows, communal. Alright, now we get Mistral going, and we use spell resistance on Steven Armstrong and the Wolf. There we go. It was a long, grindy amount of time, but prep like this is needed in these games, because otherwise you just fall off, like immensely so. Okay, troll guards are coming in clutch. Thankfully I've got defensive spins going for myself, so that's good. They stand no chance. Which is good. It means that we're really powerful. Alright, let's get the Mutagen of Dexterity so we got more AC to work with. And let's collect what we can. Basically boost our AC as much as we feasibly can.
I'm there.
Okay. Nothing around here, oddly. Oh, there's something here though. Grab that. Ah! The token of the Dryad, so yeah. Nyrissa is somewhat involved in this, it seems. Interesting. Dust God Almighty, what have I done to deserve this? Dimwit fools, why did I agree to work here? A shame that, they stand no chance.
This is my masterpiece.
Yeah, trolls are, looking pretty weak. Alright, Smith Overseer. Good thing these mobs are pretty easy to handle. Otherwise, things would be a lot worse for us, I would suspect. But thankfully, no. This is going to be pretty easy. But it does say something. Irovetti is definitely responsible because this is in his territory. Which does concern me just a smidgen. Improved speed psi grants the wielder 2 additional attacks per round. Interesting. Thundercrack. +5 agile shock scimitar. Okay. That's a powerful item, no less. Jeez. You troll stout, stay inside the circle. Ah, what does he care if he loses a few toes though? He'll grow new ones. Yeah, stand as you want, no worries. Well, where should we throw this match? How many times did I say it? Don't bother me when I... The wizard turns to you and cries out in surprise. It's none other than Nard Zotenthropel, the prank-loving participant at the inconsequent debates. Ah, here you are, Steven Armstrong. I've been waiting for you for some time. Irovetti was afraid you would find us immediately, but he obviously overestimated your abilities. Are you the one sending monsters to my lands? Who else? The great and terrible Nerd Zotenthropel, the world-famous wizard, and the master of teleportation. I like playing with you very much, Steven Armstrong. Without you there, the inconsequent debates would have been mortally boring. Mortally boring. Nicely put, huh? Why did you agree to work with Irovetti? Oh, I don't care about your Irovetti, that lewd snot rag. But you can't argue with the bleaching. You turn to anyone, whether your hair starts to lose color and the skin to fade and wrinkles, but just look at what he helped me build here. Even you must appreciate it. Find a system of underground caves and clear it of all the critters. Create a gigantic teleportation circle, capable of transferring the whole horde's monsters. Breed and train huge uncontrollable beasts, then hurl them wherever you wish. Hurl them at an 8 guards at a bathhouse, onto your bed of a merchant couple, to your privy even, or to a tower roof. And then watch them as they try to get down from there through the magic ball. Or better yet, drop them into a lake. Think of the splash! What could you possibly know about the bleaching, human? You would never understand this quiet, crawling terror. You know, I'm looking at this withered straw pile hiding under your helmet, and I don't think all of these efforts are helping your bleaching much. The face of the sorceress turns red, and a vein on her bulges on her forehead. Her fury echoes through the cave. Silence, you boneheads! Guards to me, and release the wyverns.
Who's here?
Well, it's unfortunate for you then. But hey, that's just par for the course. Swift action. Alright, activate Swift Tactician. Ah, Mind Fog. Interesting. We'll throw one at you. Mind Fog has affected the Ancient Wyvern, it seems. But it won't be enough to deal with us. Yoink. Done. Alright, we figured out what the problem was, and we defeated the issue that has been causing here. Okay. Well, at the very least, there won't be any more mobs coming in and causing us ruckus. Which is going to be nice. Alright, what else is here? We got some items here, fighting the bleaching.
I managed it.
Unbound Blade. +4 shock longsword grants the wielder +4 against mind-affecting effects. Should have been wearing that, my friends. Should have been wearing that. Alright, is there anything else around here that is worth mentioning? I would assume more,
Well, it's
Oh,
done.
we unlocked that, okay. I would assume there's more around here, so let's just check it out, just to make sure. Yeah, there's something down here, supposedly. Okay, so there is something down here. We just need to go down here, I believe. Which will lead us into something interesting, I'm sure. Nope, it's the wyvern pit. So I guess we're dealing with wyverns now. Thankfully not that hard to deal with. Wyverns are pretty reliant on their fast attack speed. But it's not enough against Steven Armstrong AC, I would assume. Oh, that is another token of the Dryad. Okay. What else we got here? We got some water.
I'm off.
Okay, what else? Nothing too spectacular. Alright, let's go through that hole, I believe. That opening here. Alright. Yeah, we can basically go to and fro with ease. Alright. Is there anything else? I guess we can check the corner here just to see if there is anything. But I don't think we found anything else here. Yeah, no, nothing. Don't look like it anyways. Alright, with that, that is the first objective done. Nice. We no longer have to worry about the monsters coming to harass us now.
In due time.
Let's do the second objective, and let's get going. We're going to systematically destroy Irovetti's plans in a single... well, not a single day, but in a few days. Alright, the menagerie is done. We can go down south here. I'm gonna shoot up here instead. Ah, right, the Riverblade camp is there, good. Alright. We don't have our buffs yet, so we will just rest. We'll get our rations, and then we'll be good to go. Managed to get 6 rations from that haul, so that's good. Alright. Let's do this. We're entering the Riverblade's camp. We're going to slaughter them. Time to destroy the bandit camp. Irovetti's probably going to be panicking at some point, so let's just get ready for that. Okay. Alright. Alright, poison. Fire. Cold. Alright, come on. You can cast faster than that, I believe. There we go. Alright, cast all these protections. There we go. Stone Skin. See Invisibility Communal. Alright, Shield of Faith. Alright, on everybody. Aid. Alright. Now aid. And finally, nope, not Compson. We want it on Monsoon. Alright, now Barkskin. Steven will cast his own version of Barkskin. Alright, Sundowner, Mistral, and himself. Feather Step Mass. Magic Fang. Magic Fang. Amel Growth. Mage Armor. Shield. Blur. Alright, get Blur on everybody. Alright, and that is the Blur setup. Heroism next. Okay. Almost done. There we go, that's Heroism set up. Wait, hold on. We need to get Compson set up now. Protection from Arrows Communal. And now we are good to go. Yeah, we just need to cast Haste and then we can just rush in like crazy. Alright, let's save. I guess we activate Haste now because it is a quick cast. I guess we can cast Righteous Might as well for Mistral. Well, actually, first let's get Steven Armstrong set up. There we go. Now, yeah. Okay, let's activate Swift Tactician. Save, and now we are ready to go. We are going to be running like crazy, so let's get going. Our haste is going to last us a minute, so we should be able to fight most mobs here with relative ease now. Alright. Now it's time to destroy them. Like, immediately. Ah, Alchemist Bomb. Unfortunate for them, we are way too strong. Okay, gather everything. They are going to suffer an immense deficit in gold, I suspect. Alright, speed up, come on. There we go. They're not going to have a fun time. So Downer's getting the focus, but considering we have some high AC and it's so easy to kill these guys, I'm not going to complain. Alright, they're trying. They're trying their best, but they're failing. Oh. I give. Please, don't kill me. I'm not interested in dying for Irovetti. Let the dirty creep get somewhere from his fancy thieves guild in here. See how they like his job. Well, the way he gets handsy. The bandit wipes the blood from her lips with the back of her hand. I have no grudge against you. Irovetti just didn't give me a choice. Alright, who are you? My name is Elora Nascali, Chief of the River Razors. Or what's left of us. Between you and Irovetti, or what's left of us between you and Irovetti. The scoundrel fanned us, pinned us down, and gave us a choice. He could kill us all, or we could take our chances fighting your kingdom. We did what he said, of course. At least gave us a chance to survive. What was your role in the camp? As the usual, gathered information from our scouts, planned out attacks, recruited and trained new members. But fighting a war was way different than a day-to-day banditry along the river or highway. Our gang dwindled by the day. Irovetti just wanted to throw us into the bloodbath so we could damage you as much as possible before dying. Are you saying Irovetti philandered with you? To put it mildly, he hounded me like he had a swarm of wasps in his pants. Last time I was in Pitax, he'd gone crazy. I was just walking down the palace hallway when I met him, and he was holding this strange wooden sword. I have no idea where he got it from, but he's manic about it now. When he got close, he touched me with the sword. I think by accident, but he turned immediately and tried to pin me against a wall. I pushed him away and was ready to knock him one, but I stopped myself. He could have had me killed for that. Since getting that wooden stick, it's like he's completely lost his mind. You're not from the Thieves Guild? No, we have our own gang. Good as any. Well, had. Irovetti promised the guild exclusive rights to all orders in Pitax. Not that his word is worth anything. I'll spare your life, but don't expect such leniency next time. You have a good soul, and you fight like a wolf. I'm glad Irovetti will have more trouble to deal with. Maybe we'll meet again. Maybe. Let's hope that's not the case, because otherwise it's blood. Alright, that's 1/2 bits done, but we still got quite a lot to go. Alright. And off we go to move and deal with the rest of the enemies. Shouldn't be too hard, all things considering. We're zooming quite quickly. Alright, that's 1/2.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting. Ah, another token of the Dryad. This is, becoming more of a coincidence now, isn't it? Wherever there's problems, there's tokens of the Dryad. Let's hope that isn't a common occurrence, though. Well, it is being a common occurrence, so... all the more reason we should probably prepare for the worst. Alright, let's see what else we got to worry about. Ah, perfect. Bandits.
There's something here.
Alright. For this, we're going to want to teleport. Compson, we will get you on summon duty. Alright. Yeah, we're not dealing with you right now. Okay. Alright, let's summon more, I guess? Oh! Thankfully, I think we disabled the trap before it got worse. Okay. Hope that speed is going to help us clear out these bandits real quick. Ah, perfect. Yeet. Boom. Nice. Alright, that's the bandits dealt with. Alright, there's these guys here. Grab that. Anything worthwhile here? Yep. We got a warding helmet. Nice. That gives constant death ward spell. Oh, that's not bad. Constant death ward.
What I must.
Good protection. Alright, now we got these guys over here. Wait, don't attack us. Just work her. I wish you no harm. Who are you? Name's Arenta. I'm an alchemist from Var. Irovetti contracted me to work for Pitax. Promised me my own laboratory, access to rare ingredients. The conditions aren't quite what he promised, but it's better than working as an apprentice till my hair goes gray. Do you know how hard it is to save up for your own glassware set? What are you doing here? I mainly make potions, or poisons. Don't look at me like that, it's a job. I need to eat too, you know. I'm not killing anyone. The ones using my potions are to blame. Sometimes I cook up healing potions too, it's just a different recipe. To me. You know, I'd agree if it weren't for the fact that you got guys stealthed. I've no interest in your excuses. Just die. Couldn't have chatted for a few more minutes, you devil. Alright, fellows, out of the bushes. We'll fight in the open.
Hey!
Yeah, it's a shame you don't understand the situation you're in. Yeah. Boom. And it's thankful that I've got alchemist or protection from fire, so your methods of attack don't even work in the first place. Nice try, though. Nice try. Alright, the bandit camp has been thoroughly vanquished. And we've dealt with the halfling that, yeah, we've dealt with the halfling that was trying to con us into trying to get us out, or trying to get out of this alive, quote unquote. Yeah. Alright, with that then, what else is there? I don't think there is much. Alright, I think we're ready to go. We only have one other location left for us to go. But before that, we should probably just scour this bottom corner of the map first, because it's close to the exit. We might get something, probably a Token Dryad again, but yeah. Let's see if we find anything. If we don't, that's fine. And yeah, let's get going. Yep, nothing else. Okay. Off to our final location with Irovetti's issues that we've got to deal with. Alright, we're done there. I guess in the meantime we can go to the mysterious shrine. There's nothing stopping us. I mean, we got the time to do it, why not? Okay. Alright, there's a mysterious shrine here, supposedly. I don't think there's any enemies on this map, so we shouldn't have to worry too much. But if there are, we can always deal with them. I'm pretty confident we can deal with anybody we come across without buffs, for the most part. Alright, there doesn't appear to be anything here aside from the puzzle here. Okay, for this bit of the puzzle, for the mysterious shrines, we need to put it in the middle here. Yeah, so we put that in the middle, and then we should be good. And then we can leave, because there is nothing of interest here besides that point. So, we open that bit, and we will address the other issues accordingly. But that is for a due time thing. Alright, we can go to the ornate ruins if we so desire, but I think we're going to hold off on that for now. in favor of just focusing on the bigger task at hand. We've now got to deal with Littletown. Alright, let's do a quick rest. Resting will take 13 hours, it seems. But I will manage the cooking first. Let's see. We can't do fish on a stick. We could get grilled silver eel if we want. It's not like we're using much energy after all. Yeah, why not? Yep, we'll grab the grilled silver eel. We'll rest for 13 hours, which does suck, but that's fine. We'll still get our rations used, so... Yeah, let's move let's move a bit faster now. Time to go to Littletown. Let's deal with the propaganda we're gonna be dealing with, or having issues with. Needless to say, Irovetti's probably gonna be pissed once he hears about the news of just 3 things going down immediately. Before we do anything, let's buff up.
It's time to act.
Alright. We already used Remove Fear, so... Shield of Faith. Samuel. Sundowner. And herself. Activate that. Alright, now we get the aids going. Okay. Monsoon next. See Invisibility Communal. Delay Poison Communal. Resist Acid, Cold, Electricity, and Fire. Alright. Protection from Acid, Cold, Electricity, Fire, and Sonic. Fire and Sonic. Stone Skin Communal. Sight Spell. Alright, now we get Compson going. Steven Armstrong, we've already used the Bark Skin, good. So now we use Bark Skin on everybody else. Alright, that's the Bark Skin. Alright. Featherstep Mass. Magic Fang on Steven Armstrong and the Wolf. Wolf gets Animal Growth. Mage Armor. Activate Shield for extra AC. Start blurring everybody. For that 20% miss chance. That lovely miss chance, I should say. Alright, Monsoon and himself. Alright, Heroism. Oh, nearly. Okay, come on, Heroism. Alright, Mistral. Monsoon. Thompson. Protection from Arrows Communal. Alright, let's do a quick save. Well, actually, hold on. We need to do the spell resistance first. So let's get the spell resistance on Steven Armstrong and the Wolf. Alright, Compson, Sense Vitals, and Speed. Now we can rush in relatively easily. Alright, let's go. To destroy the bards now. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Alright, collect those. Rush forward. To deal with all the bards. They stand no chance. Especially when we're buffed up like crazy. They're trying to run in to try and protect their assets. A shame. Shame we're way faster. Alright. That's them dealt with. Alright. They're trying. They're oh so trying. It's a good thing we're quite efficient at killing. If it weren't for that, things would probably be a lot worse. Alright, let's collect all these. Grab these. And what else? I guess it's these guys, the bards. Boom. Fight. Come on. There you go. Oh, they're trying to run away. A shame. Oh well. Let them run. Hopefully this will be a good lesson for them. Alright. Yeah. It's a shame, but hey. As long as we clear them out, they're good. Don't really matter if we lose some experience because of them. Alright, is there anything else around here that I should be wary of? Not really. Well, unless you count the warehouse here, but... we'll worry about those in a bit. We've got bigger fish to fry after all. Okay, anything here? No. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, there is something here. A sky metal cogwheel. Interesting. Okay. Alright, let's collect these bardic corpses. There we are. That'll have to do. Let's go in. It seems no one has noticed your entrance over the bustling noise of the tavern. A young half-elf with long, slicked back hair and a delicately curled mustache and beard is making a solemn speech. He drawls and flourishes with his hands, and his pretentious red face makes it obvious that he's enjoying everyone's attention. Laughter and shouts of approval can be heard from the main table. Many other guests aren't participating in the galatees, however. Some are yawning, while others aren't even listening to the speaker, as they focus on their meals. But what is this? Your friend Ivar sits with a long face, picking at a hunk of meat with his fork. The speaker raises his voice once more, and Ivar winces. So let us raise our cups, my brethren-in-arms, and drink, comrades. Here to the most enlightened monarch of our times, who brought prosperity and culture to Pitax, that skillful commander famous the world over for his military genius. To the ladies' man who's broken so many hearts with his humble charm and aloof attitude. To that patron of the arts, the philanthropist whose generosity is matched only by his wisdom and taste. In short, here's to Irovetti. It seems this is the reason. They're being used by Irovetti. What a farce. His melodramatic eulogies are nauseating. Shh, he'll hear you and make a scene again. Just like last time. Finally, after emptying his glass, a half-elf notices you. Good gods! Look, my brothers and sisters, look who it is! Is that not Steven Armstrong himself? Did you come to in your dirty boots and tattered hand-me-downs to spoil our feast with that gloomy, hungry look? Tell you what, If you abdicate the throne and swear allegiance to Pitax, I'll find a bone to throw for you. Free singers and poets of Pitax, how much longer will you be oppressed by Irovetti, he who gags all discontent, lets only his favorites perform, and chokes art while pretending to be its patron? Stand beside me and fight. Not for me, but for freedom. The soft murmur that began running through the hall during your speech swells into a roar. I won't write to dictation any longer. Down with Irovetti. Long live Steven Armstrong. What? Do you hear that? Pygmies and eulogies complain that they're not allowed to slander giant among men, our protector Irovetti. My spirit seethes. Friends, let us show these vile traitors the bright flame held in our loyal hearts. You know, it's a shame, but I don't think that's going to work. Alright, let us go nuts. Alright, let's get a swift action going. Aha! Alright, let's deal with these guys efficiently. There we go. There will be bloodshed. The instigators have been eliminated. Hello, Ivar. Hello again, Steven Armstrong. Ivar, human once more, catches his breath. I can't say your appearance was unexpected, but it was certainly impressive. I didn't expect to see you again. What brought you here? That's a long story. After we parted ways at Lake Silverstep, I went seeking a way to control my curse. Both my curses, really. My drivel could also be considered a curse of sorts, or maybe it's just a dangerous gift. Well, I failed to oust the beast inside me, but I thought I could at least do something to use, something of use with my tales. So I enrolled into Pitax Academy of Grand Arts. I thought it would be a suitable place to learn to control my words. And it was, to an extent, but I also saw how words could be a weapon, or weapons. My family was killed due to my stupidity and a deathly accident. The bards of Pitax, and especially here in Little Town, are leaning to direct those skills towards murder and manipulation. And I'm afraid they really seem to know what they're doing. Alright, what happened here in Little Town? All kinds of sordid things. At first, they wouldn't tell us where we were being sent, but once we were there, things began in earnest. There were lectures, general meetings, we wrote pamphlets and songs. Whether the topic was love or war didn't matter, so long as at least one of the lines was used to smear you, Steven Armstrong. I quickly realized what was going on, but I decided to stay anyways. I figured sooner or later the ardent king would show up, and I'd get a chance to thank him for sparing my life and teaching me a valuable lesson. What will you do next? Travel. The further the better. My debt to you is paid, but now Irovetti's people will have a cause to wish me dead. The world is huge and full of new discoveries to be made. I'll find my own way. Thanks for the help. Farewell. Maybe we'll meet again sometime. Farewell to you as well, my king. May your legends continue. Alright. Well, that's that. Well, at the very least, the bard gets to live a legend here, so that's nice for him, I guess.
Follow if you dare.
Okay, is there anything here? I don't think there is, but never hurts to check. Nope, nothing. Okay. Just a bar brawl. Sounds simple enough.
I do what I must.
Well, we've got plenty of cause for us to take out Irovetti now. At least I think. We've got proof that it's in his lands. And unless he burns everything away, we should be fine. Yeah. Alright, I guess we got plenty of cause to deal with Irovetti now. He's not going to be happy that we destroyed most of his stuff, but hey. Better than letting him run amok and cause us trouble. That's for sure. At the very least, I know I'm satisfied. And with that, I do believe all of the issues have been addressed for the most part. We've basically, we've opposed everything he threw at us in a matter of days. He is not going to be happy. Alright. I think it's time we head out and get going. No need to stick around after all. I think we can easily return to Giant's Palm or Glenshire and we should be good to go at this point. Yeah, we've basically done all the issues, so yeah. Let's go back to the kingdom. Let's see what we got here. Alright, technical issues done, military unrest is done. Weak Pitaxian influence. Pitaxian agitators are trying to lure locals away from the stolen lands, promising a golden age under Irovetti's rule. Unfortunately for them, we've got a lot of people against them right now. Okay. Court intrigue. Can't do that, so we can deal with the Pitaxian issues, though. We should probably try and up our loyalty if we can help it. So we got a choice between community and relations. I guess community is better, so we'll get Valerie on that. We've got 100% to succeed anyways, so that's good. Alright, to Glenshire we go. Let's teleport back to Tussdale. And I guess we enter, yeah. Let's go to the throne room. And let's see what upgrades we can do for the kingdom. Alright, we're back in the cradle of New America. Or the central part of New America, I should say. We can devote 7 days and into anything we want to. Alright. We could go with Diamond in the Rough. Training Grounds is pretty decent, I think. Let's see. Silver Shield Fortress, no special effects. Jewelry. Attract jewelry makers to the region. Let's do that. Do a quick save. I think a jewelry maker would be nice to have for the region.
Adventures can wait.
And we got 7 days of free time after all, so all the more reason to do this. Hey. Alright, so failure on that, but we can just load to see if we can get that successful, which shouldn't be too hard. Alright, come on. Jewelry Center. We upgraded 3 regions. Alright, experiments is a success. Perfect. A celebrity's coming in. Forgotten knowledge. Okay. We can have either Bartholomew or Tristan handle this. I think Tristan is better here. Tristan is community, or no, it's Tristan's loyalty, so we should probably get him on that. 90%, that's easy enough. Okay, we can get the changeling issue sorted with Keston. Let's get a crisis point on that for a 50% chance. Court intrigue, we need Keston or Jathal on that. The event can't be cancelled the day it was begun. Okay. Alright, so... we need Octavia or Harem on that. We need Jathal on this. Okay, we've got 11 days on... okay, got 11 days, but... alright, so Serenith is 6. Celebrity is 7. Changelings are 6. Okay, so we either go with the Changeling problem or the Court Intrigue problem. Court Intrigue would probably be the best here. Yeah, we're gonna have to, unfortunately, miss one of these, I think. Actually, we could actually get Harem on this, so let's cancel this. Cancel that project. Let's put Harem on this. We can get him to 50. For this, it's already a 55. So we just get that. Alright, Streams of Power. That is a problem that's going to be addressed at 7. Again, a 7 problem. Celebrity is an issue that we can address at 7, but we can do it right now if we wish, so we'll do that. So that's 5 people, 8 people. Can we rank up anybody? There's Octavia, Jathal, Harem, Warden, and Storyteller. We can't level up anybody, though, which does suck. Training. Jawed skills at High Priest, we don't need that. Let's see. Trading Grounds. We can't do Trading Grounds. Bread and Circuses we can't do. Let's see. We can definitely do the Training Grounds. Training, okay. This region's military stability and espionage scores increased by 2 for each region with military upgrades. I guess we'll do that. It'll give us some time to do whatever we want. Alright. Jathal brings disturbing news. The morning after is still late to be addressed, but everything's fine otherwise. Do a quick save. And let's see what the disturbing news is from Jathal. I bring news, Jathal reports abruptly. Not unexpected. A sizable group of elves from Keonan has crossed the border into your kingdom. They send a message to you. You may read it if you wish, but I can state the substance in a few words. We demand you turn over the murderer. We await your response. Jathal stares at you closely, as if trying to assess something. Is she studying you, or considering the larger situation? I suppose we should meet with them. Back then, near the Thorn River, after the battle with the Elven youngsters, I felt Urgathoa's presence again. For the first time since I was born. Now I feel something similar. A command, or the shadow of one. Besides, I don't like to leave my affairs unfinished. Let us put an end to this. Does the situation somehow threaten me or my kingdom? I doubt it. They're not official emissaries from Keonan. If they were, their interference would look quite different. Most likely these are families of those foolish youngsters from the camp near the Thorn River. I assume they're inclined to fight, but we won't set ambushes or try to stab you in the back. First, they will surely try to negotiate. Elves, you know. Jathal allows herself to a sarcastic smirk. Fine. We will meet these elves. I am ready to strike out at a moment's notice. As you always are. Alright, reveal destiny. That's gonna be fun. Explosion ring. Let's get more alchemical items. Not sure what the explosion ring is, but we'll probably get some interest out of it. Price in descending order, naturally. This ring grants the wearer a plus 12 damage bonus to bomb damage, and the ability to cast the slow spell twice per day as a 5th level wizard. Good if we have alchemist fire, or if we got an alchemist in our group, but technically we don't. So it's not that great. Would we rather have the war-painted scroll? No, let's get the warding helmet. The war-painted skull can wait. Plus, having constant death ward is really good. Saves Samuel from being in danger, so that's good. Alright, Bartholomew. Anything for sale? Let us offer everything we don't need. Go price in descending order. I don't think we need anything from here. Yeah, most of it's like one-handed stuff. We need two-handed stuff. The quarterstaff is meh, so we'll avoid that. Okay, that's the weapons. Now for the armor. Most of it's pretty mundane. So yeah, we'll just sell everything. Alright, and finally, we don't need the explosion ring, we don't need the sealed ring. Source of invisibility is good for somebody else, but not us. Melt my constitution will leave. Cloak resistance +5 is fine if we sell. Bomb thrower's gloves. +2 equipment bonus to attack rolls made with bombs under CC. We don't need that. Cloak resistance can go. Honestly, I'm gonna sell the phylactery. We don't need it. Ring of the Natural Born Commander. I think it's a sell. At the very least, we can keep it on Bartholomew, so if we do need it, then we can just contact him then. Stag helmet, as much as I like it, it is now useless to us. Alright. Okay, that should be all those items done. And now we've got a boost of economy. Like a crazy boost, no less. Okay. Now I need to decide what I'm going to do next. Okay, we can deal with the streams of power, or we can wait for the Nyrissa's Dream edicts. Shouldn't be too bad, regardless of what we do. Honestly, I think it's gonna be. I think I'm gonna check to see if I can go into Pitax first before I do anything else. Because if I can enter Pitax, then yeah, things are gonna be interesting. It'll mean I can actually go and do the big thing that I want to do, but I guess we'll see. We'll see. If I can't, then I can't. If I can, then I can. But essentially, I'm going to reload if I can't go in there. Alright, let's teleport to Glenshire. And let us go to Pitax. Gonna take us 19 hours to get there, but kind of expected. Oh, there's an elven camp. Hold on. Oh yeah, no, the elven camp. That's the quest that was revealed to us by Jathal, I believe. Now, can we deal with Pitax? Yeah, no. Pitax doesn't let us in. Okay. In that case, we need to figure out what we're going to do. I think we can go and do the companion quest with Rogongar. I guess that is an option. But until the edict is done with, yeah, until we're done with a very specific edict, we should be fine. Let's put Monsoon away for now. Let's take Rogongar with us. let's go. I want to at least finish the 30-day edict before I do anything else. Or at least before I address Jathal's quest. Because there's a reason I'm doing that. A very specific reason that I've come to learn the hard way. Alright, Dragon Disciple. Let's just keep boosting him up. Alright, that's 10. 20. 8. That'll do. Alright, so let's see. We've got Cleaving Finish, Cleave, Outflank, Toughness, Improved Initiative, Combat Casting. I guess we could get Corundum Smash, which is an Intimidate thing. We do have Persuasion buff, so why not? Corundum Smash, we will get... let's get Blind Fight, I guess? Yeah, Blind Fight. Just a convenient buff. As for spells, we got a 1st level and a 4th level. I think it's in our best interest to get Vanish, but we're going to grab Grease because it's a utility spell. And we are going to get Enlarged Person Mass, why not? That way everybody gets enlarged, that's not a bad thing. Alright, more levels in Dragon Disciple. Alright, we now have 20 in there. We'll keep Athletics at 20. We'll boost Knowledge World to 9. Alright, Wings and Dragon Bite. Dragon Disciple 10. Yeah, we'll just keep boosting UMD and Persuasion. Alright, that's 10 now. We can boost up Perception to 10, I guess. Okay. Actually, now that I think about it, we want weapon focus in Claw and Bite. There's a reason for this. You'll probably understand why in a bit. Okay, so we're gonna go with Claw. We're going to grab... what is it? I guess I can grab Dimension Door. Or Reduced Person. Yeah, let's get Reduced Person Mass, why not? Get the two opposites. Alright, let's teleport over to Glenshire. Let's go to the tribal camp, so we need to go to the closest origin, which is 6 hours away. Okay. From here, we go to the Sharpfang tribal camp with Ragongar. Let us see what he has to worry about. Oh. Well. Okay. I guess nothing. I guess we'll grab what we can while it's around here. Oh, a barrel. Huh. Okay, there's an orc there, but otherwise it's pretty barren here. Okay. Alright, I guess we're talking with the orc. In the dry grass, you can barely make out signs that people once lived here. Burned bits of tents, rusty swords, rain-washed bones. An old half-orc is the only living soul among the desolation. Wrapped in charred mantle, he sits on the ground, devouring a raw rabbit and tossing the bones to a dog, lying at his feet. He squints at your approach, but he doesn't reach for any weapons. Who's there? No one comes here anymore. I'm Ragongar, a son of the Sharpfangs tribe, and they sold me to slavery. Where are the Sharpfangs? You're looking at them. The old man points to the bones scattered along the ground. All there, elders to children, just me left of the Sharpfangs.
Well, me and you. Who are you? Ignat, son of Sharta and the last of the Sharkfang tribe. Got nowhere to go, and my hands have been feeble for a long time. I sit here and eat whatever coal brings me, waiting for some kind of person to pass by and help an old man bury all these bones. But no one cares to come here. Must think it's a cursed place. And they're right. Tell me about your tribe. Our tribe was always stronger, braver, and more valiant than the other tribes. Know why? We had a tradition. Mixing our bloods with orc blood. Orc power with human prowess. We took the best of both races. No room for weaklings in the tribe. Weak children were either left in the field or sold to someone from the city. You say you were sold? Must have been sickly. What good would that do to the tribe? Don't blame us for your own weakness. What happened to the Sharkfangs? Dead. All dead. Chieftain's son destroyed them. See, Chieftain Adon, may he feast eternally with Gorum, he didn't want anyone else's kid to become chieftain after him. So he needed an heir with incredible power. That's why he chose Gra, the Dragon Eye, to bear his children. She was a mighty orc warrior, who scorched her enemies with lightning. Boasted of having dragons in her family. She demanded a lot of gold for it, but she delivered even more than she promised. She had not one child, but twins. Agden thought for a while on what to do, then wisely decided that the tribe doesn't need 2 chieftains. Sold the weaker one to someone from the city to get back some of the gold he spent. Started raising a second one. Stragar to be our new chieftain. The boy was alright. Deft, cunning, strong, and he knew how to use dragon charms. Could strike an elk with lightning from his hands when he was knee-high. But there must have been too much orc and dragon-blood in him, and too little human. Older he got, the more, well, you know. The old man knocks on his head with a bony knuckle. Had a temper like a dragon. If something went wrong, he'd start fighting right off. Couldn't tell his tribe folk from strangers and wouldn't shoot lightning at the tiniest provocation. Was always cocky with his father too. Called him names, screaming about how the chieftain sold his brother, saying he'd look for him and return him to the tribe. In a word, crazy. Anyone else would have been happy that chieftain's mantle, the one I wear now. Anyone else would be happy to be getting the mantle, especially with no rivals for it. But he was stubborn. Wanted his brother back, no matter what. Then, one time, Agron grew tired of Stargar's whims. Decided to teach him a lesson. As a father does, and nodded him a couple times with a long rod. And that was it. Boy screamed like the hells, and his eyes flared blue. Started shooting lightning all around. It was terrifying. I still see it in my sleep. Flame, smoke, lightning everywhere. Tents burning one after the other. I was too old to fight, so I hid behind a hillock to stay out of the way. Some of the others, they went after him with a sword, and they all died. No one survived, even the little ones were burned alive. He took as good as he gave, though. Died of wounds soon after. And that was the end of the Sharkfangs. Rugongar looks at the bones shattered in the grass, baffled. Brother. What did you say, Rugongar?
Well, what is there to say?
The half-orc looks across the bones scattered in the grass.
Lend me a hand here.
Let's give these jerks a proper burial, at least. Lad, you're Stargar's brother. The chieftain's second son?
This is yours then.
The old man drops the charred mantle from his shoulders, holding it out to Rugongar. Tribe might be gone, but the chieftain's mantle is yours by right. After a moment of hesitation, Rugongar accepts the mantle.
Thanks, old man.
May the gods grant their souls peace. Rugongar looks to you.
Let's go.
Nothing left to be done here. The half-orc turns and walks away from the burned settlement without looking to anyone.
And that item is the Charred Mantle. It gives you 6 resistance to saving throws, immunity to fear and confusion effects, and all spells with the electricity descriptor cast by the wearer inflicts an additional 1 die of damage. Now, this is good if you use electricity-based spells. We don't. So, instead, we're just going to give this to Samuel, I think, to make him immune to fear, I think. And confusion, because we need one of those people like that, at least. So yeah, we'll give this to Samuel. It's a... Oh no, we can't give it to him.
I won't take that.
Can't be equipped by this character. Yeah, no, it's a Ragongar exclusive, I believe. Oh. Okay, Ragongar. I guess... Okay, see ya. Yeah, so it's a specific item that only Ragongar can wear, I suppose. That makes the most sense after all. Okay, Gnawed Rocks. Okay, I guess this is something for Ragongar to wear. He gets a special cloak that makes him very resistant. Probably gonna have to nail him a proper weapon at some point, but that's fine. We'll talk with him later. Alright, how's our kingdom looking, I guess? That's the question, isn't it? Alright, we claimed that resource. Probably a few others I haven't claimed, but it's fine. We're not looking to rush through these areas, not yet. Until we're done with the Pitaxian stuff, we're not going to be exploring anywhere anytime soon, so... I think we're done with that, so we can go to Tuskdale again. Let us enter. Go to the throne room at least. And see what's what.
I'm there.
Alright, storyteller. Anything we can get from this? Any worth a story? Alright. Can any be reforged? No. Okay. A shame, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. Before we do that, let's talk with Ragongar, because we will need to do that at least. And we'll see what's going on with him. Ragongar looks at the city below, dazed. Well, it's over. No accusations, no spitting in their faces, no big fight. Just a pile of scorched bone and some stupid story from an old fart. Yeah, they got what they deserved. What does deserved have to do with everything? Life is not letter. I'd much rather have gotten to smash my father in the face and go drinking with my brother. But that's not happening, is it? And it sucks. A lot. I don't give two shits about what they deserved. It's a shame I couldn't meet my brother. Of course, but he's in Pharasma's hands now. Just like the rest of them. Buried and... well, no, not forgotten. I'll remember this, just... left behind. I don't waste time looking for lessons and everything like Lindsay does, but if any conclusion can be drawn from this story, it's this. Let's not screw our lives like these pieces of did. You're my tribe. You, Octavia, the rest of our crazy gang, and I don't need anybody else. And because of that, we leveled up. Nice. We now have the opportunity to become a level 15 monk. Or we can go the thug archetype. Because there is a specific thing that we can get. Thug archetype will open up the frightening ability, which will allow us to intimidate. And if we get 4 rounds on intimidate or more, we can make them frightened for a round. which is pretty good when you need to fear foes. Especially the additional damage is going to be nice. But we are going to hold off until we reach level 16 in Scaled Fist, because that is the mark point for us. Okay, we can either balance our stats by putting a point into intelligence, or we can focus into something specific. I think it's in our best interest to balance up intelligence up to 20 so we get more skill points. But only that, I think. We don't use intelligence for much else, I do believe, but we can see if we can level it up. Let's see. We can either boost... Well, what level are we? We're currently level 16, so we gotta keep that in mind. So we got 2 levels worth of points that we can put into. So we can't actually put a point into intelligence here. I mean, we can, it just won't balance things out at the end game. I think it's in our best interest to focus in on dexterity this time around. It may seem odd, but we don't use strength a lot for stuff, do we? Well, I mean, we use it for attacking, but we don't use it often enough that I really want to benefit from it. We'll get dexterity. Alright, let's boost our stats here. And let's boost mobility next. And let's get athletics and mobility to their 20 counterparts. Alright, and with that, we've got quite a few days left. Let's see, what can we do while we wait? We've got 5 on here, 3 on here. We can't rank up anyone, but we can skip a day. There we go. We strengthened Castle's abilities. A mercenary army. We can get the storyteller on the streams of power, but I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to focus on leveling up the curator. That way I have a chance to actually put people on other edicts. So I need to wait for Harem, Octavia, but that should be hard to do. Alright, let's save, just to be safe. Alright, let's support the curator's actions, and let's level him up. While we wait for, while we wait for everything else. Alright, we can enter the dream world now if we so desire. Changelings we're gonna have to redo, but that's fine. Let's load it up and redo. As we do. Alright. Support the curator again, or try to. Alright, come on. Changelings failed, but we can reload that, so come on. Alright, next attempt. Come on. Alright, we failed the court intrigue though, but we're gonna reload until we get all successful, but hey, that shouldn't be too hard for us. Honestly, it's quite easy if you think about it, so yeah. Alright, come on. Alright. Alright, perfect. Perfect. Okay, we did it. Nice. Alright, the curator needs our help. We've got choking death issues. Let us start with the more pressing issues. So we'll get Octavia on this problem. 61%. Streams of power. Maybe acquire the storyteller. We've got an opportunity here, but we'll hold off on that for now. We can get the warden or the cleric on this. We can get storyteller or harem on this. We'll save harem because we do technically want him for later. Keston will hold off. We'll use here. Alright, we'll get a 40% chance here. We will get a 55% chance here. Mercenary Army is next. We can get Ragongar on this for 31, or we can get Bartholomew for an 85. Ragongar seems like the natural choice because it's an opportunity. Well, it's an opportunity. I can deal with an 85% chance. Besides, we reload like crazy, so. All the more reason we're doing all these things. Alright, there's 5, there's 6. What else can we do? First, let's go see what the Curator wants our help with. Then we can go from there.
Good news, Your Highness. The composer Lazio Messis has finished work on his opera. Now all he lacks is a venue suitable for a premiere, such as Consequence. I believe we should help him this time. Not in everything, of course. But if we allow him to set up his stage on the main square, we will allow his opera to gather the audience it deserves, without influencing its substance in any way. However, I would advise against funding the production, Your Highness. Theatrics only distract the viewer from the true meaning of what's happening to the stage.
Very well. Let him find his own stage. Oh, wait. I made a mistake there, it seems. Okay, let's reload. Rip. I made a mistake on the choice, I guess. I thought you said you wanted to not want to fund him. Okay. Whatever. Okay, so we've finished the venue. We should help him. Okay. The composer is free to use the main square as he pleases. Nothing more, nothing less. Alright, he arranges it, and we're good to go. Nice. Now, I don't believe I'm going to be dragged into anything just yet today, so I have an extra hour of streaming that I can do, so that's going to be nice. So you guys will get to enjoy a bit more content from me. We won't be able to support the Curator this time around, but that is par for the course. Alright. Jathal is going to be done in 26 days, so we'll get Harem organized now. Is there anything we need to address before we do this? Not really. Economy, we could mint coins. We do have the BP for it now, and once we do start getting more BP, it's only going to get better from here. Yeah, let's do it. At the very least, our BP will increase up to a significant sum at this rate, so all the more reason to grab it. Alright, we'll do a quick save. Here we go. And let us upgrade Harem. Alright. High Priest has been supported. Pitaxian agitators are trying... Okay. Efforts by the region agents to persuade the people remain were so successful that some Pitaxian families moved to the Stolen Lands as well. Okay. Yeah. No. Pitax really tried their hardest, but absolutely got demolished. We got low stability, but everything got boosted to high hell. Well, that works. Oh, weak Pitaxian influence. You know, they're gonna try again, but they're gonna fail. I think Valerie's just going to ruin their opportunities as much as possible. Alright, I guess Ragongar, go deal with that event. Alright, High Priest seeks our audience. Let's see what he wants. Let's see what Harem wants. Hey, buddy. Steven Armstrong. Steven Armstrong. The Chronicles will... God, words. What was the voice, right? Steven Armstrong. The chronicles remember you as a great king, not a mere baron. But even if you were the emperor, you would still be wise to seek divine support. 4 influential priests have arrived to your court to plead for a temple honoring their god. Each wishes your kingdom to prosper under the blessing of their god. You must choose between Caden, Abadar, Gorham, and Asmodeus. I advise you to consider Gorham. His roads to the end of things is at least simple and direct. Alright. Alright. Why don't you suggest a temple of your own god? But why would I? All temples will eventually be destroyed. All of Grotus's priests will turn to dust like the priests of every other god. There are few who can hear his whispers, and we are satisfied with ruined temples like the other gods. We shall allow servants of Asmodeus to set up a temple, regardless of our neighbor's opinion. An ambitious decision. A deal with Asmodeus promises profits, but you must read the contract very carefully. Indeed. And having such people would not be such a bad thing in our community. It won't agree to Harem's decisions, but it's probably for the best. I certainly would prefer that. Provides immunity to fear in claimed regions. That's pretty good. Alright, let's do another save. And let's get the High Priest going. Alright, buddy. Let's level you up again. Alright. Alright, that's done, that's done. Perfect. Alright, High Priest seeks our counsel. The Last Wall Cavalry is becoming an issue. But we do need we need Jathal on this, unfortunately, which we can't address. But thankfully it's in 2 months, so that's good. Alright, Flight from a God. Fae back... Okay, High Priest seeks our advice. Okay. First, let's do the Fae back door here. We will get a coin on this for the 45%. We'll get Tristan on this, 85% is pretty good. And let's deal with the High Priest issue. And, while we have the chance, we will try and talk with the storyteller about the other content. I have bad news, Steven Armstrong. Someone has been making bloody sacrifices to the idols that you so mercifully granted your protection. We discovered blood and dead bodies. The guards have attempted to root out the cultists, but the people are scared and all attempts have failed. We could order the minister to send our best assassins after them. Our Grand Diplomat could engage inquisitors, who are much like assassins, except that they serve their deity rather than their own purses. But I think I would come to terms with whoever is conducting these rites. Allow them to be performed quietly, without alarming the community. What if they serve a greater purpose? Who knows? But it is an issue, so we should address it before we do our next task. Alright, the sacrifice requires Jathal or Bartholomew. Either one would work, but we can't access those just yet, so... Again, it's an issue of patience, so we're not going to be doing that just yet. Alright, let us go talk with the storyteller. Everything is prepared for the dream ritual. I'm ready. How unusual. I do not collect the story, but help create it. Good luck, Your Highness, and may the gods guide your way. Let's do this. Let's see what our mysterious nymph has been doing. Oh, I thought we weren't running today, Barlow. I can, probably close up stream, but I'm probably gonna... I might have to leave this on a cliffhanger then. Yeah, no, I didn't realize we were doing anything. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll wrap up things. Yeah. Oh, so it's not actually like, I don't actually have to be there? I'm just checking to make sure. Because I'd at least like to finish this bit if I can help it, but if it's really pressing, I can come in. Well, I guess we got something to do, but I guess in the meantime I can level up Lindsay, because she is a bard, so we'll get her leveled up nice and tidily. Alright, 20, it's 20. Okay. Well, I probably won't be there until I at least finish this, but I was planning on keeping going for 4 hours, so it'd probably take me an hour if we're gonna... Well, if you need me, you can just let me know. I'll come in, but... I don't know. If you really need me, just contact me. But if not, I'll just continue streaming. As for what we do with Lindsay, I guess we just pump up her usual stats. Trickery is going to be obviously the focus here. As for everything else, I guess we can just bring up... Let's bring up Stealth to 10, I guess. We can get her Charisma to 24. Yeah, I should be done within an hour, give or take. I'm not sure when specifically, but we've been going through some Irovetti stuff, so yeah. Just thwarting his actions, and now we are currently trying to check out the nymph and her dreams to figure out what's going on. Let's grab freedom of movement. Let's get... what else? I guess we can get... Let's get Cure Moderate Wounds Mass. And let's grab Brilliant Inspiration. Alright. Now... Lindsay is going to be pretty useless in these fights. Because she is not set to be built to fight. So Steven Armstrong is going to be taking the brunt here.
Our sister.
Oh.
Our mistress. Our queen. Our sister. Hail to our queen. Stop calling me that. In the darkest hours and the brightest days, you simply called me sister. I need no other title. Your songs and laughter accompanied me in my happiest moments. I would rather not shift them to honorifics. The time of my triumph is nigh, sisters. I want to share it with you as I have always shared my secrets, my sorrows, and my joys. Even after I become an eldest, I shall not abandon you. My realm will be the kingdom of spring, love, and life, and you will all be most welcome there. Be happy, sister. Be victorious, sister.
Wow, we're inside her dream. Maybe we should try talking to her. She may not quite be the real Nyrissa, but that's kind of the point. In her dreams, she can let out the things she would never say in the real world.
Be careful, Nyrissa. You have always been the bravest of us, and none deserve to be an eldest more than you. But these ambitions may come with a steep price. Perhaps I have always been the bravest, Devindra, but you have always been the grumpiest. We are blessed with eternal life, but we keep living out each day, abiding by rules we had no hand in creating. My plan is daring, you say? Well then, so be it. I simply pray we do not end up paying a price we cannot bear.
The cheerful voices of the nymphs fade away, and the visions seem to freeze. A ghostly Nyrissa stands before you, her eyes seeming
to see through you without noticing you. What have you done to your sisters, Nyrissa?
What I did to them is paltry compared with what was done to me. But you cannot understand. No one can. Just go away.
Hey!
Oh. Hello, defaced sisters. I wasn't expecting you. Get some shield going. There you go. Alright, Lindsay, back off.
Strike my masterpiece!
Alright, disable that. Alright. Oh. We should be careful. Dreams are already full of monsters. I dread to think what we might find in Nyrissa's head. Well. Oh. I guess we'll heroism greater for Steven. Alright, we get greater heroism going. We shall get remove fear from going. We'll get Feather Step, even though we shouldn't need it.
I cannot finish me, scum. I will not bow my head.
What? Can the self-proclaimed queen not fight off a mere animal of the kennel? I come not to kill you. A trial awaits you, trespasser. I shall simply make sure you get there without getting lost along the way.
Oh.
I was sent by the...
Okay, so the eldest is coming in. Oh. Magda 3, Sheikah the Many.
Listen to me, trespasser. You sought a kingdom. I seek something simpler. Apology. Cursed. As you sought to steal a kingdom for yourself, so must you do again. 1,000 times over. For a theft, a true theft, must be practiced to be earned. It will be a lengthy task. This is how it shall be measured. Make ruins of kingdoms. When each is dust, the grains shall gather in this vessel. When 1,000 grains are gathered, bring it before us as an offering, so that an eldest may sip from it. When that is done, your trespass shall be forgiven.
Where will I find so many nations? It is...
An impossible task? How? Let your unrequited love guide you. Guided you to your first kingdom, so it shall be end. Seek it, hunt for it, lust for it. Let the emptiness inside you become your deadliest weapon. It is not an impossible task. After all, what use is an apology that cannot ever be given?
Huh. Okay.
deserve all this.
It breaks my heart to see what this curse turned you into in the end.
So many wish to judge me. Someone who cannot comprehend the burden of the curse, you assume far too much. Burn!
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Alright. They're gonna try and attack me, but unfortunately I've got shield, so they will fail. Inevitably. Steven Armstrong's just that deadly. Yeah.
My lady, there's nothing we can do. The powers of those who live in the briar exceed our own in many ways.
I search for that which has ruined me. He said, let your unrequited love guide you. I will not search any longer. Searching. I must find it. What? You were a part Come now, start searching. It must be here in the stolen lands. Once a branch has broken off, it cannot be reattached. How could I be so foolish?
My lady, there's nothing we
I
can
told
do.
them to stop.
The powers of those who've
told
hidden the
them to
briar
search.
exceed our own in many ways.
It is pointless. Why do I need this? Do you see now? Do you see? They ripped my heart out and threw it into your world. And something else was torn out with it.
What exactly were you looking for?
Something that was stolen from me. Do you believe the aim of my curse was the destruction of your pathetic kingdoms? No, that was merely a path towards redemption. The curse, it deprived me of a part of my soul. The most important part. Ripped from me, crippled, mutilated, and turned into an artifact. The briar.
The nymph nearly spits the last word out, with seeming hatred. Your kindness, your soul.
No, something deeper. Brighter, I suppose. I only know the sound of this word, but not its meaning. A burning word. Stupid word. Love.
Whatever the others did to you, we're each responsible for our own crimes.
Do you enjoy watching my agony? Allow me to see yours in return.
Hey!
Well, I mean, you're trying, but it doesn't seem to be working as well as you hoped. Yeah.
My Skylar, your song is sad today. What happened? Once young deer have barely grown their antlers. They face their fathers in fierce combat. Have you ever seen it? The time has come. You are a stag now,
Oh.
not some defense.
Irovetti is here as well.
Go and fight. You were born for glory, my wolf cub. There is room in this world for all sorts of different birds. Some sing sweetly, while others screech proudly.
Huh.
But the peacock displays bright feathers to outshine them all. Be my peacock. Shine! You will become a king, whose glory shall overshadow all within the river kingdoms. If you lose, my heart stops along with yours. My Skylark, your song is sad.
Well, that's
today.
ominous. Jeez. Nyrissa's fucking going ham. She really does seek destruction here, it seems. I mean, that's her own agenda, I suppose. But still,
Jeez.
Go and fight. For glory, my wolf cub. There is room in this world for all
Who if not
sorts
me?
of different birds.
My dream, I will
do what I
return.
must.
Sweetly,
I was
while
reborn
others
from
screech
glory.
loudly. But the
And your
peacock
orders frighten me.
displays bright feathers.
You won't find a more loyal
Shine.
servant or one more deserving to be king. Okay.
Shine. So you will become a king, whose glory shall overshadow all within the river kingdoms.
Armog, Tristan, the Stag Lord, Irovetti, all turned against me because of you.
I was there with you from the very first steps you made into the stolen lands. I've created a nice cage of magical fog around you. Sent you my skylark, helped you kill my stag, guided you through dreams and visions. And I pitted my wolf and my peacock against you. Does it not please you, my hound? I gave you so much prey to chase. But what I have done matters little when compared to why I have done it. I have already lost track of so much time. For so many centuries I sought out those like you. The ambitious and bold. Those who believe they can change the world, or at least rule it. I seek them, grant them power, lead them to triumph, and then push them into the abyss.
I shall end this suffering.
Alright, well... doesn't seem to work all that well. Oh. Overwhelming presence, displacement. Doesn't seem to be enough against the power of Steven and his impeccable AC. Oh! I'm fighting myself. We're coming up. I mean, closer, I mean. We're approaching the real Nyrissa. Okay. We've got greater heroism. Okay, we're going good on that. I guess we can get Inspire Competence going. Shouldn't be that bad. Do we need anything else before we go? Not really. It's not like we're... Alright, I guess we can use Brilliant Inspiration, I suppose. One round to level.
Grain. And another grain.
Alright.
One more grain. And another grain. This one took 100 years to obtain. And that one was just a week. The first bears the blood of 3 generations burned in war. The second, just 2 well-chosen words. And 1 little betrayal. This will never end. Never! Do you see this cup? It has a name, you know. The Apology. Within it is the Stag Lord and his crazy dream to become a king and take me as his queen. And Armag and his never-born barbarian empire. Who will fall in next? Pitax and its Peacock King? Or you?
I know your story now, Nyrissa. Unfortunately, what I don't know is how to help you overcome the curse.
What is this, a dream? Or is someone actually playing games with me? Speaking words that pierce like arrows, teasing me with the hope of salvation beyond my reach. So, this is a dream. But you have entered it from reality. Exquisite. Very reminiscent of the methods I typically use. For 1,000 years, none have come so close to me. and I assure you none ever will again. But you, I like you more and more, my hound. Perhaps I have no need of that stupid peacock anymore. I could let you tear him apart if you wish. I know where a tool lies that will let you clip his wings, the evidence of his crimes. Something he's been hiding from his Pitaxian allies. But he could not hide it from me. Remember this name, White Rose Abbey. That is where Irovetti would usually meet with me in the past, and the place where you will find your tool against him.
Fine. I'll go. Let us see the worth of your words, Nyrissa.
My brave, brave hound. We will get along nicely, I dare say.
I am a monster too, in some aspects, Nyrissa. Well, I think that's that. Not much else here, so I guess we're returning home. Let's go. And back we go from the dream. Alright, the Whitestone Abbey, it seems. Interesting. Okay. We pretty much know everything now about what's going on. We just need to resolve it, is the thing. Path of Dreams. Help the storyteller prepare the ritual. Oppose the influence of Pitax. We just need to explore the White Rose Abbey, which shouldn't be too hard. It saves us some time of actually doing something, so let's go. To adventure. We'll take that out. We will get... who? Let's get Monsoon. Yeah, we got everybody, so yeah, we can level up everybody and then we're good to go. Alright. We can either level up Barbarian and keep going with that. We can keep getting our rage powers and get our DR. We technically don't... Oh wait, hold on. A Barbarian no longer becomes fatigued at the end of the rage. Alright, so if we keep going Mad Dog Barbarian, it's pretty good. So I guess we keep going. I'm perfectly fine with having a Mad Dog Barbarian with us. If only for the statistics value. Alright, Athletics boosted. Let us boost UMD, I guess, today. Let's boost our Strength. So now our Strength even better. Alright, we got Deathly Accuracy. I think we want Lethal Accuracy. That way our critical range goes a bit higher. Nice. Alright, Lethal Accuracy, boost damage. Alright, we got our Rogue. We can level up to get a Rogue talent now. We will boost up Perception, UMD. Boost up the physicals mainly. Let us boost Dexterity to 28. Alright, what are we going to grab this time? We've got Crippling Strike, Dispelling Attack, Double Debilitation, Slow Reactions. Improved Evasion would be pretty good. Could grab an Familiar. Confounding Blades. When a character with this talent hits a creature with a melee weapon, it deals sneak attack. The target cannot make attacks as opportunity for 1d4 plus 1 rounds. I think that's a good one. We'll go with that. Alright, next level Inquisitor is obvious. We will get a point into Strength. We will then boost our stats accordingly. And we've got 4th level and 6th level spells. Ooh, that's going to be juicy. Okay, so Freedom Movement is an obvious choice. Let's see if there's anything else that can help us here. Nope. We're grabbing Freedom Movement here. And what else can we grab?
Blade Barrier. All creatures within a 60-foot burst centered on a target within medium range. Alright. Circle of Death, Cleanse... Wait, hold on. Blade Barrier deals d6 points of damage per cast level, with a reflex save for half damage. And it's all creatures within a 60-foot burst, centered on a target within medium range. Interesting. Okay, so Blade Barrier basically, very deadly if you think about it. I could get... Oh, we're definitely grabbing Heal. And we're going to grab... Do we go with Fester? It would block healing abilities. Inspiring Recovery. What is this? Heal a creature, harm an undead, or call upon a very recently dead creature to fight beyond death's reach. No. Holy Word? Or Dictum. Any non-lawful creature within the area suffers specific effects. Fester Mast, Harm. Well, we're definitely grabbing Heal, but we should definitely grab a buff item, or buff spell if we can. Blessing of Luck and Resolve. +2 morale bonus on saving throw against fear. Alright. No. Cleanse would be pretty decent. Dispel Magic's alright. Litany of Madness. No. Overwhelming Presence? All creatures that fail this save against the spell fall to ground and prostrates itself before you. They are cowering for the duration of the spell. Each round, the target of this spell may attempt a new saving throw to end the effect. A creature that recovers from the spell early after being affected takes 1d6 points of wisdom damage, or wisdom drain, and is staggered for d4 rounds. A creature that succeeds at the initial save to resist the spell is merely staggered for 1 round. Let's grab Overwhelming Presence. We're grabbing Heal, Overwhelming Presence. I guess I could grab Undeath to Death, but I think Overwhelming Presence seems better here. Alright, let us level up Mystic Theurge once more. Okay, we can boost up Wisdom a bit to get an extra spell, it seems. Doesn't seem like it would hurt us too much. Let's boost up our mentals. Go from there. Right, we have sorcerer spells. Okay, let's see what we got. We already get Chain Lightning, we get the buff spells, we get Dispel Magic, Plague Swarm. Okay, so we could get things like Disintegrates, Heroism Greater. I figure Heroism Greater would be the best course for Sorcerer, because that's a good buff spell. And nothing like +4 to stats is better than +2. That much is certain. Yeah, we get True Seeing. We don't get Heroism Greater often, so... Cold Eye Strike, no. Chains of Light, no. Nope, let's get Heroism Greater. I think that's the best course for us. Boom. And finally, Kineticist. We finally have Composite Specialization, and it reduces the burn of cost of all Composite Blasts by 1 point. It can't reduce the cost of a Composite Blast below 0 points, though, so that's got something in mind. But hey, that's fine. Alright, let's boost our Dexterity. Alright, we're good on Mobility, Trickery, and Stealth. Let's just keep boosting UMD. Let's boost our Knowledge Arcana and World to 13, I guess. Right, we get aerial stuff and celerity and all that jazz. Okay. Expanded Defenses, Enveloping Winds. We got Flesh to Stone already. Enveloping Winds. All ranged attacks made with physical weapons suffering minus 20% mischance against you. Range attacks, specifically. Has no effect on ranged attacks. Mischance increased by 5% for every 5 kineticist levels you possess beyond 2nd level. By accepting 1 point of burn, you can increase the mischance by 5% until next time your burn is removed. You can continue to accept points of burn to increase the mischance further, up to a maximum of 75%. That is interesting. That is a very interesting benefit. Deflect arrows is an interesting one. I think I go with aerial evasion, maybe? You use wind to buffet yourself away from area attacks. Until the next time your burn is removed, you gain the evasion ability. Or I can get celerity and just have speed. I mean... I think deflect arrows is pretty good. A free lock is pretty good. Yeah, we'll go with deflect arrows. Wait, hold on. Expanded defense. All ranged attacks made with physical weapons suffer 20% mischance. Okay, no, we're getting enveloping winds. That's just too good. It's basically just having another dodge chance, which is too hard to pass up. Alright, we're going to teleport with our group over to Glenavon. And now we go to the White Rose Abbey. And see what's going on there. Alright. We go down here. And into the White Rose Abbey we go. Let's see what's going on here. Alright, do we want to buff? I think we're just going to get the bark skin going for Steven Armstrong, and then we'll just see what goes down. I'm not in a rush to buff. Although that said, I could start using the comps and buffers, so there is that. But that can wait until we've leveled up. Oh, let's disable this trap here. Alright, yep, let's disable the trap properly. Here we go. Oh. Greater werewolves, were-rats and stuff. That's fun. Interesting. Ooh. Acid. Not fun. It's a good thing we're big and OP. Yeah, we're tough as heck.
I don't even want to know.
Alright. Come on. Alright, Steven, back off. Alright, now we go in for the kill of the greater werewolf. Yep, there we go. That wasn't too bad. That was quite easy, actually. Grab these. Alright. Grab this while we're here. Alright, let's disable this. Disarm with the trickery ability from Sundowner. Alright, we've got something in here. A Ring of Chaos. Interesting. If I'm not mistaken, the Ring of Chaos is actually pretty good. Plus 4 deflection bonus to AC, and a continuous freedom of movement effect. Only chaotic characters can equip it, though. So it is really good. Do we need the Ring of the Beast King? Not really, not anymore. So let's get the Ring of the Beast King gotten rid of. It will reduce the strength and dexterity of our wolf, but it's only a +2 to those stats, and it's an enchantment bonus, no less. We can get away with giving him potions, I think, if we need to. But I honestly don't think it's the case. Okay. From here, I guess we will boost up Steven here. Alright, that'll give us a +4. Alright, we'll quickly stealth with Sundowner real quick. At least to disable the trap. Oh! Dominate failed. But hey, that's good. That means we can just engage these guys with ease. Alright, intruders. Ah, damage. It's a shame that's not enough to take us out, though. Alright, Mistral activates her Swift Tactician ability, gets some more damage output there. Nice. Let's collect all this stuff. Grab those, grab these. Yoink. Chipped magnifying glass with the Technic League brand. And an enchanted long spear. Break dripping clock. The heck is this? Crack. The beautiful Nyrissa is deathly pale. She shudders as you approach. I know you. You're her hound. I have a message for you. The Nyrissa freezes and stares forward with unseeing eyes. When she speaks again, it's not her voice but another, one you recognize all too well. Just 2,000 more. 2 more grains and my cup will be full. I care not who makes it first, you and your lands, my hound, or Pitax and its ruler. The time draws near, so enjoy yourselves, or fight, or celebrate your victory. Each step you take is one more towards my triumph. Take the tool promised to you. It awaits you here at the bottom of the lake of the Abbey. But bear in mind, my peacock already knows you have revealed his secret. He is terrified, and he will soon make his move. Finished speaking, the Nereid hugs her shoulders and lowers her head. Who are you? Why do you speak with Nyrissa's voice? The Nereid lifts her head and stares at you with big blue eyes. I am Evandra. I spent many years serving my cousin Nyrissa as her living tool. A channel for her voice, and as a gift to her peacock, King Irovetti, through me, he could communicate with her. Why would Nyrissa do this to you? It is a long story, though you surely know much of it already. Long ago, my dear sweet cousin was different, but then a curse fell upon her, and it changed her completely. It's been a long time since I could recognize Nyrissa, our once proud, brave, and visionary leader. The curse deprived her of her heart, and her first victims were her sisters, the nymphs and myself. What was the tool Nyrissa spoke of? A dark secret hidden in these depths. The remains of victims of a treacherous murderer. Side by side, they lie at the bottom of the lake. The offspring of 4 noble Pitaxian families, Laurentia, Catelli, Viscari, and Scrotail. I know little of the games mortal monarchs play, but I've watched Irovetti for a long time. He fears these bones, and will be recovered and draw the vengeance of their living relatives. That's why Nyrissa told you where to search for the bodies. She also told him you would come to retrieve them. 2 rulers at each other's throats is exactly what she needs. Nyrissa, dear cousin, what have you become? Who was the strange halfling that attacked me at the entrance? Evandra frowns and hisses through her gritted teeth. The Gardener. That is how he was known. The madman was obsessed with me, and Irovetti exploited that weakness of him, and to turn him into the most loyal of his guardians. I do not wish to speak more of him. Thank you for sharing the information. Farewell. Wait, I beg you. Please take me with you, King. Let me live in your capital. I will repay you by telling you all I know. I want to help you, and I want to help Nyrissa too. If anyone can break the curse, it must be you. Alright. I may have need of further information. Why not? She could be a spy, but honestly, with how omnipotent Nyrissa is, and with that gem of power that she supposedly grabbed, she could have just weeded out the information however she wanted, so... Now it's time for the lake depths. Let's do a quick save. And let's see, can we do this?
The underground lakes looks like a silver mirror. The reflections on its surface are so clear that you can make out every wrinkle in your clothes, and the individual strands of your hair. What you can't make out, though, is anything that may be hidden beneath the water. Let us dive.
Oh, whoops. Let's reload that. Yeah, no, let's reload that. I wanted to do that properly, but I couldn't get the narration off. My bad. Oh well, that's the problem with clicking. Well, accidentally clicking, I should say. It's fine.
You dive into the lake. You once more notice a silvery quality to the lake, as though it had been imbued with light, or perhaps radiates it. But the thing hidden in the placid shimmerings are horrible. Below your feet, at the bottom of the lake, float at least 24 corpses. The dead seem to stare at you, some with the empty socket of hollow skulls, and others with nightmarish dead eyes. One body floats past you, and you feel a small metal object fall into your hands. It looks like a signet ring. One of the dead bodies wears a purple belt, another clad in a black vest with bright green embroidery. You easily recognize the insignias of the 4 trade houses. There are dead bodies here from all the great families that once ruled Pitax. Let's go deeper. You dive deeper and deeper, pushing yourself until you feel the bottom of the lake beneath your hands. And something more. Something metallic. A dagger lies beside the body of a young blonde man. The weapon is in perfect condition despite the submersion. It may be a trick of the mind, but as you leave, the dead man's body shifts, and it seems almost like a nodded farewell, like the man's wishes you luck and hopes to be avenged.
Alright. What is that weapon? Dark Wind. This +4 dagger grants the wielder a +5 bonus to stealth skills checks, and increases sneak attack damage with any weapon by 1d6. That's a pretty good weapon. It's much like... Well, it's not on par with the incinerating kukri or the freezing kukri, because those deal a 2d6 additional damage. But if this Dark Wind dagger had not... Well, what does it do? It gives a +5 on skill checks, and increases sneak attack damage with any weapon by d6. It's nice, but Fiery Blood and Cold Blood are a little better in retrospect. If we didn't have the kukris, then I would definitely consider this item as a optional choice for what I grab. But because I already grabbed it, it's, well, it's a staple. So, yeah. No big deal. We've got what we came here for, and now things are gonna get chaotic. Hopefully we can deal with Irovetti right now, but it's hard to say, to be honest. Let us see. Alright, let's go to the journal. Our only option is to grit our teeth and endure the influence of Pitax. So, yeah. He is going to be unsettled now. We can't actually go to Pitax just yet, so we're going to have to wait on that. How's our kingdom looking, I guess, is the next question. Let's go to the Giant's Palm to see, I suppose. How long until the last thing is done? 11 days. So we got a Pitaxian envoy waits. Interesting. How convenient. How convenient that Pitax is just now mentioning this. Alright, to the Strike Hills, and let's finally talk with that envoy and see what they want. I'm sure they are itching to get vengeance. Or itching to do something about us anyways. Stefano Mosconi, wearing a particularly splendid attire for his visit. His doublet is embroidered with precious stones and decorated with the emblem of Pitax. A disdainful smile is plastered on his powdered face. He bows formally. Your Highness, I'm here on behalf of His Highness Irovetti of Pitax. It is an open secret that things are not going too well for your kingdom as of late. Bandits and monsters which you supposedly exterminated are swarming your countryside once more. You are losing the trust and respect of your subjects. Everyone sees that you are failing to meet the responsibilities of a proper ruler. It's just that not everyone dares to say it out loud. His Highness Irovetti is ready to lend you a helping hand. Reject this unbearable burden of power. Kneel to him and abdicate the crown. Words. He will rule the stolen lands as wisely and fairly as he rules his own country. His Highness is expecting you at his palace in Pitax, ready to accept your oath. So, you dare do that here. Guards, take him. Send his head to Irovetti as our pry. You guards disarm the screaming Monoski and drag him away. This man deserves this. Get out of here. So, King Irovetti invited you for a visit. I have the perfect gift for him. With a smug look, Lindsay shows you a thin paperback. Look through it when you have the time. The entire truth of the Academy of the Grand Arts, the truth about what the students, teachers, headmaster, and their great patron Irovetti himself are doing behind the pretty facade. The first press run is already on its way to Pitax. When you go, don't forget to take me with you. I want to see the effects of the book Professor Eobald and I wrote with my own eyes. I'm sure it'll be explosive. Well, that can be arranged. Alright. Now we have a choice. We can either bring Lindsay with us here, or we can leave her alone, but I think it's wise just to keep with the gimmick and just make sure we get everybody going. Thankfully, we don't need to do Octavia's thing until after. We do need to meet the elves later, but we will worry about that later. We need to learn the effects of the book had on the Pitaxian city, though. So we need to bring Lindsay with us. For at least that. Alright. Deadly Grace. +1 keen agile, it hits. Fortitude saving throw will be inflicted by acid for 2d6 rounds. It's alright. Singing Edge. 6-foot melee weapon. Bardic Performance. Enhancement bonus increases to 5, and it grants the Wizard +2 dodge bonus to AC. It's alright. Alright, let us bring Lindsay, I guess. So we're gonna get Monsoon temporarily out of the party. We will bring Lindsay for this. But we will only bring her for the Academy issue. And only that. We're not going to be doing anything more with her. Rather, we're going to exit Pitax, most likely. And go from there, but... honestly, this seems like a good time to end it. In fact, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to end it here. I know you guys want to see what Pitax is up to and all that jazz, but honestly, I think it's in our best interest to wait. I would rather wait and do that later, or rather do it on a day where I won't be interrupted or, you know, I'm busy with stuff, but I digress. I am going to do this later. I'm going to probably do this the next stream that I do for Kingmaker. And you guys will get to enjoy the destruction of Pitax, most likely, and all of its chaotic influences. Because the law truly upholds all. But I digress. For those of you on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification if you want to see more of my stuff. I stream daily, so if you want to catch my streams, you can catch me 3 to 7 MST time. If you want to catch my streams, you need to go down into the link below in the description. That is where the link for the Twitch channel is. Alternatively, if you go to Twitch, you can check me out at FYMyPawn. Or Twitch... whatever. Basically, search up FYMyPawn. You should be able to find me rather easily. It's a unique name, so hopefully you find me. But yeah. For those of you on Twitch, or those of you from YouTube coming from Twitch, follows are always appreciated. The more follows I have, the more content I can give you guys. If you see in the bottom left corner, then there is a small marker that has follows. Once that hits 50 and I get 3 concurrent viewers a day, then I should be able to get some more feature to give you guys. So that is something you get to enjoy if I get to that point. Assuming I get affiliate status, that is. If you want to see my older content, you can go to my YouTube channel. For those of you on Twitch, you can just scroll down. YouTube, you guys know where it is. So if you scroll down a little bit in the stream tab, you should be able to find the Twitch channel rather easily. It's pretty much there. Just click the photo with the YouTube icon, and you should be taken directly there. Alternatively, just search me up at FYMyPawn. Pretty self-explanatory. If you want to see my newest content, search on Twitch. If you want to see my old content, search on YouTube. Both are there for your leisure, so if you want to watch that at your own time, it's all there for you guys to enjoy. But I digress. I'm done here. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I'll see you guys next stream. Oh, but before I forget, Halloween. I will be doing something for Halloween. I'm just not sure what I'm going to be doing just yet. Stream-wise, I'm thinking of some horror games, but I haven't decided what yet. But when that drops, I'm probably going to do it as something for replacement for the week of whatever I do run. I will be streaming the other things, though, so don't worry about that. The content's still going to get to you guys. It will still be live. I'm just going to be doing it, like, however early I can. So I might shift to morning streams and afternoon streams for a little bit, just to cover that single week. But I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I'll see you guys next stream. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.